Madison, Wisconsin.
Yeah, Jacobson's a ground ball pitcher. She really lets her defense do the job for her, and that's explainable because her second baseman and shortstop are among the better defenders of this team.
First pitch comes in, it's a ball to Sam Rower. Rower, a 5'5" junior from Mukilteo, Washington, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. As she knocks that one up into the air, that's deep into left field, and it's going to be caught fairly easily there, making the out for the Badgers as Shelby Jacobson is able to retire the first batter of the day.
Yeah, senior to senior, Riley Crane underneath that catch for Wisconsin. Before that, I was going to say Sam Rower is the second best hitter on this team by OPS. She definitely does not have the average, but that slugging percentage is really what brings up that number. So she'll be a dangerous at bat to look for when she comes up second in the order.
Up to the plate comes Riley Wong. That pitch is going to get by Hillary Blomberg at the plate, and it's in there for ball one.
The wild pitch has been a problem for Blomberg in the past. It's led to a lot of fast balls, but she...
Indeed, as you know, if Rutgers is able to get some base runners on base, it could be an issue for Wisconsin as the second pitch right down the middle for strike one. Call made by umpire Brian Smith at home plate. As Jacobson sets up for the 1-1. Fires that one in. That one's high for ball two. Wong, a .340 batting average on the season. One of the most talented hitters on this Rutgers roster, obviously batting second.
Yeah, third best hitter by batting average. Slugging, about around 576. So 2, 3, 4, 5 hitter, you'll be expecting her. There's a reason she's second in this lineup. They want to get her as many bats as possible.
And that pitch is in there. She's going to walk Riley Wong. Riley Wong, that's her 20th walk on the season. A player that has been able to get on base very often for Rutgers, as that brings up Addie Osborne, as you said, one of the most talented, arguably the most talented player on this Rutgers roster.
Yeah, she has 13 home runs on the year. She's second on the team in that statistic. And she's third amongst all the players that you'll be seeing today. She really has a great eye for the softball. And that leads to her ability to pull the fastball quite effectively.
Yeah, the head coach, Rutgers head coach Kirsten Butler said Osborne hits for power and has a cannon of an arm. She's performed having multiple RBIs in many games this year. Credits older sister Emma with her success. But obviously, plenty of that goes to her, too, the 5'4" sophomore out of Erie, Colorado.
And at 5'4", I mean, you saw it in that swing and miss. Incredible bat speed.
Indeed, incredible bat speed. Is that one she's just a little bit ahead of is going to pull outside of the third baseline, and that's going to be strike two as Jacobson sets up to pitch.
Also important to note that Riley Wong, who's on first base, she still hasn't been caught stealing. She has 6 on the year.
Yeah, one of the best base runners on this Rutgers roster. You're not going to see them pull her on the base paths. As in the circle, here comes Jacobson. That one's, as you said, is going to be a pass ball as it's high over Hillary Blomberg's head, and Wong is going to come into second base.
Yeah, just couldn't catch up to that rise ball, Blomberg. Looks like that was almost a pitch out. You know, they were trying to set up for the fact that, yes, Wong is probably one of the better base stealers on this Rutgers team, and now leads to her getting on second base.
Jacobson trying to make up for the pass ball. Fires this one in, is way inside, and it's going to be taken for ball 3 as we got a full count for Addie Osborne.
I mean, you're looking at the bottom of this lineup. You're looking at how you can get as scot-free into that bottom part of the lineup for Wisconsin.
Jacobson fires in, and that's a swing and a miss as Shelby Jacobson has thrown her 89th strikeout of the season.
Beautiful rise ball. Really, that's what it was. Straight from the circle, comes low out of the hand. just continues to rise. Blomberg's able to catch up to it. Very important out there for Wisconsin.
Now up to the plate comes Bailey Burtis, the 5'8" sophomore first baseman from Friendswood, Texas, I should say. Jacobson fires it in. That one's knocked high up into the air, and the play is going to be made at second base by Kaylee Whitten as Wisconsin retires 3 of the first 4 batters and will get out of the first inning scot-free. Heading into the bottom of the first, still 0-0.
When congestion has you feeling off, turn on new Afrin Saline, made with seawater, and feel the rush of extra strength daily relief.
Wow.
Afrin Saline. Now, the wow is real every day.
Welcome back to Goodman Diamond in Madison, Wisconsin, as Wisconsin was able to retire 3 of the first 4 batters in that Rutgers opening order, and now we'll head to the plate with the 0-0 score. Looking at the Rutgers defense, what do we see, Ani?
I mean, you're looking at a pretty standard Rutgers defensive, and looking at the Badgers, I mean, the top of that lineup really is where all the money is earned on this Badger team. Bojan, 470 on base percentage at some point in the season, over a 35-game on base streak. That's something to look forward to. And then Marley Caldwell, you know, she's the 3rd, maybe 4th starter on this Rutgers team, so she'll be looking for a really big start to sort of stamp her name firmly into next year's plans.
And we see a really big reaction there at the plate from the Rutgers catcher, being Charlie Shuttler. Seeing that first pitch come through for a strike, as Bojan is going to line up for the second pitch here. No dice for Caldwell. Marley Caldwell, as we saw in the stats, just her 4th start on the year, 3-1 record, 5'7" freshman from Scottsdale, Arizona, so coming a long way to Piscataway, New Jersey. As that pitch is going to be in, and another really big reaction from Shuttler there at the plate. Maybe trying to hype up her young pitcher here going up against the veteran Bojan.
Yeah, it's a very classic sort of move of, like, you know, we got to get that freshman in the zone. You got to make it so that, like, they know what they're doing and then they get in that rhythm, and that's exactly where you want your pitcher to be in the circle.
Bojan swings on that one, is going to knock it up the middle, and yet another hit for Emily Bojan on what has been an illustrious senior season, her 46th hit on the year. Can't say enough about what Emily Bojan has meant to this Badger team as she gets on base to start the quarter.
And she brings up the number 2 hitter in this lineup, and in very classic new age lineup construction, the best hitter on this Badger team is in the number 2 hole, and that's Hillary Blomberg.
Yeah, Blomberg hits for power, 14 home runs on the year, 47 RBIs, 5'7" junior from Verona, Wisconsin, so not all that far away as you see 1.188 OPS on the year as Blomberg sets up for the first pitch here from Caldwell. That one's going to be low in the dirt for ball 1.
She sits behind Sam Rower for the most home runs of any player in this game. She has 50 multi-hit games as well.
Yeah, the freshman batting average record holder for Wisconsin. As Shuttler there took a look over to first base, didn't throw it, as Bojan getting a little bit of a lead after the pitch. The 2-0 count here. That one's in for Caldwell for strike 1.
Yeah, Blomberg was all Big Ten first team in her first year, then all Big Ten second team in her second year, and she has maintained that sort of streak that she's been on, the only player on this Badger team with over 100 total bases on the season.
The only Badger to win Big Ten Player of the Week this year, too, as she's going to take that one inside for ball 3. Setting up a hitter's count for Wisconsin. That's what they want to stay in today against the young pitcher Caldwell.
Yeah, in an effort to maybe float one in the zone, that's exactly where you don't want to be if you're Rutgers.
Caldwell, that one's going to be right down the middle for strike 2, and it's going to set up a full count here for Hillary Blomberg. Butler said that Caldwell can change play-ins with every pitch that she throws. Is a very talented freshman. That one's going to be in the dirt. And they're going to say that Hillary Blomberg did not go on the swing, and that's going to be a walk for the Wisconsin Badgers, getting Blomberg on base. And the first 2 batters, as they so often do, are on base for the Wisconsin Badgers.
Call made by the first base umpire, Laura King. And speaking of the surname King, looks like Emma King will be pinch running for Hillary Blomberg. A very classic move by Coach Yvette Healy. She's someone who is very keen on using the pinch runner, very keen on using the pinch hitter as well, because of the rules of softball that allow you to sort of sub out your hitters for runners without it affecting the lineup order.
Yeah, and King second on the Wisconsin Badgers this year with 4 stolen bases. Was 10 of 13 on stolen base attempts last year, and has been used. The 5'6" sophomore has been used largely by the Badgers as a base runner. As here comes to the plate, Kendra Lewis, a 5'5" sophomore from Milan, Illinois, has kind of been one of the heroes for the Wisconsin Badgers over the last 2 years.
Yeah, very torrid start to the season.
First pitch is going to be paint the outside corner and is going to be strike 1.
And another reason you bring in someone like Emma King is because Kendra Lewis on the entire season only has 10 extra base hits. So that's someone who can potentially score from first on a single or double.
As that one's knocked into the outfield, that catch is going to be made in left field, and they're going to hold Emily Bojan unable to come in, as the catch is made there by Mitchell out in left field for the Rutgers Scarlet Knights.
Yeah, knuckles into the left field. Mia Mitchell able to make the play against the sun.
Yeah, you talk about the sun. It's kind of shining down right on the outfield right now. It could make it a little bit difficult in the outfield, as here comes Jackie Showalter to the plate for the Wisconsin Badgers. The 5'10" redshirt freshman from Heartland, Wisconsin, has really been picking it up lately. 899 OPS, which is 3rd on the team. The 276 average has seen her numbers grow, obviously as a freshman, kind of settling into a role here at Madison. Comes the 0-1 from Caldwell. It's going to be fouled off by Showalter.
Showalter is a very high slugging player, almost in contrast to Kendra Lewis. However, her stats with the runners on base, she only has a 180 average with the runners on base. So, and especially when it comes to runners in scoring position, as we see with Bojan on second base, her average drops to 147.
Yeah, and looking here to kind of right the ship with runners in scoring position. She steps in for the 0-2 from Caldwell. That one's going to be high and inside for ball 1. Caldwell now setting up for the 1-2 in the pitcher's count. She deals it in, and that one is knocked into the outfield by Showalter. It's over the head of Mitchell, and that's going to send in Bojan, and they're going to send in King. She is to the plate, and she is in. It's a 2-run double for Jackie Showalter as the Wisconsin Badgers strike first here at Goodman Diamond.
Bit of an announcer's anti-jinx here, talking about, her struggles with runners on base, and there you go, Jackie Showalter delivering with a double, and that's why you sub in Emma King as a pinch runner, able to get over from first base all around the diamond, and now Wisconsin has a 2-0 lead in the bottom of the first inning.
Yeah, and you talk about the sub of Emma King. It's unknown there if Hillary Blomberg is able to make it to the plate if she's the one on first. So a really good sub there from Wisconsin, getting King in. As now to the plate comes Kaylee Whitten, 5'8" sophomore from Monument, Colorado, has been on a heater recently for the Badgers. A 310 batting average in Big Ten play, which is third on the team after she started out the season not quite as hot.
Talking about substitutes, Ava Barron is now on second base for Wisconsin. So another pinch runner deployed by Coach Healy.
Yeah, you're going to see that a lot from Wisconsin today as they're trying to get the most out of these base runners. You've seen a couple early on, and now Whitten trying to drive in yet another for the Badgers. Second pitch is going to be in for strike one. Make it a 1-1 count. Caldwell now sets up for the pitch. That one is going to be dropped, and to third base goes Ava Parent. She's able to make it there. The throw over to third was bobbled and dropped by Osborne, as Shuttler unable to make the accurate throw, and Wisconsin now has a runner on third.
Yeah, Osborne unable to collect the ball. It was a weird throw by Shuttler. However, unable to corral it. Ava Barron now runner on third. That is a very dangerous sight. And here's the bunt. This is a very classic Wisconsin play, and it doesn't work.
Wow, and Whitten trying there for the bunt. They sent Parent, but Rutgers very well prepared, able to throw it right home, and they got the out there. I believe that was Addie Osborne crashing in from third base. Very head on a swivel there for Rutgers as the out is made, and Wisconsin is now at their second out of the inning.
The squeeze play has been a constant weapon for Coach Healy, and over there it just doesn't work.
As to the plate comes Olivia Bark, 5'7" junior from Bettendorf, Iowa, 773 OPS on the year, 31 RBIs. 60 hits in 2025 was the second most on the team. A little bit of a down year compared to that, but it still had some good moments for this Wisconsin team.
I mean, you also look at it, she has 31 RBIs on the year. That's another major part of why she has still remained a valuable player for this Wisconsin lineup. Number 2 in that category in the team.
This one is going to be knocked up the middle, and Huang unable to make the play there at shortstop, as Wisconsin able to get the two-out rally going here and send Danny Lucy to the plate.
Yeah, Riley Wong just a small reach away from making that play over at second base. That would have been a heck of a highlight.
Yeah, almost one for the books there from Riley Wong, as she's just unable to make the play. And Lucy here comes to the plate. A very good defender in center field for the Badgers. 2025 All Big Ten defensive team. 5'11", or excuse me, 5'5" junior from Cottage Grove, Wisconsin. This one's going to be outside for ball one.
You know, she is only 5'5" in the outfield, but she compensates for that by she gets a really good jump on all of her plays, and that leads to her having a range second to none for someone her size.
Caldwell, that one is popped up in the air by Lucy. It's going to be out of play, as it looks like a fan might have made a grab there.
How about that?
We saw, I believe, the last game that we did. We saw quite the grab from a fan in these stands. We got some good receivers in this at the Goodman Diamond here.
A bunch of people carrying their glove to the softball diamond.
As the pitch from Caldwell is going to be in for strike 3 on Danny Lucy, as Rutgers is able to get out of a little bit of a pinch, but still a little bit of damage done by the Wisconsin Badgers as they head into the second inning, up 2-0 on Rutgers here at Goodman Diamond.
When congestion gets in the way, flush it out with extra strength Afrin saline with seawater. Wow, extra strength for daily relief.
Second, bottom fourth, bottom sixth. Huh. Diamond in Madison, Wisconsin, as Shelby Jacobson is set to pitch her second group of batters here. Leading off the second inning for Rutgers is Mia Mitchell, the 5'9" senior from Sugar Hill, Georgia, and the outfielder.
We get a look at the strikeout from last inning by Marley Caldwell. Just a classic rise ball from the circle as well. Very similar to what ended the first for Jacobson, who's now on the mountain. The circle.
Jacobson sets to deal. That one's going to be in for strike one on Mitchell. Mitchell, the transfer from Buffalo, was #1 on the team in steals every season that she was there. Only 3 on the year this year, but still a demon on the bases for Rutgers.
And one of only 2 seniors in the lineup today for Rutgers. Same as the number for Wisconsin.
Yeah, we talked about this, a very young Rutgers team. Very well set up for the future, as that one is knocked well into the stands by Mia Mitchell. Sets up the 1-2.
So this is one of like only 2 senior versus senior matchups we might see today. You know, Shelby Jacobson versus Mia Mitchell, followed by her versus Sierra Hoekstra.
Yeah, very young game here at Goodman Diamond today, as that one, the cricket pitch, it's going to be bouncing to Hillary Blomberg.
Never heard that term before. That's fun.
I think it might be a bowl, a cricket bowl.
Yeah.
As it sets up the 2-2. Pitch is knocked right back at us here in the press box as it's over our heads, and Mitchell continues to fight off this count. Mitchell, a much improved hitter since her time at Buffalo. Not just a base runner anymore. As that one, another bowl from Jacobson, bounces right in front of Mitchell, and it's going to set up a full count. Now the full count. Shelby Jacobson deals. And a swing and a miss. Nice pitch there by Jacobson, and she's able to get the out.
There's a sort of dropper that Shelby Jacobson deploys. As you can see, that's what she was trying to do when she was consistently spiking that ball just before home plate. You get the result over here. It's a much more sharper drop, as close to a changeup as you can get, but it's not. That is a dropper.
Yeah, a magnificent pitch there by Jacobson, as she's going to set up to deal here to Samantha Del Hoyo. First pitch is outside for ball 1. Del Hoyo started 18 games this year for Rutgers, the 5'10" sophomore from Flemington, New Jersey. Transfer from UCF, coming back home. A 999 OPS on the year and a 373 average has given Rutgers a lot as a rotational hitter.
Yeah, someone who didn't factor into Rutgers' plans earlier in the year, and in the 17 games she has started, nearly 1,000 OPS, though. Over there, you get the ground ball out.
Yeah, and a calm, cool, collected play there by Hannah Conger. Able to just see that one in and get it right over to first base, as Rutgers still no hits as we approach nearly the end of this lineup. Charlie Shuttler, the catcher for Rutgers. The aggressive catcher, as the pitch is inside there for ball 1.
Freshman catcher as well.
Yeah, the 5'4" freshman from Phoenix, Arizona. Hit her first college home run in the last game against Penn State. This one is knocked right behind her for strike 1. Jacobson only 25 pitches through these first 2 innings, doing a good job keeping the load off that arm. Shuttler here looking to make sure the Rutgers is able to get a second base runner. as this one was knocked up the middle. Play nearly made by Conger, now on the foot. It's going to be safe there for Charlie Shuttler. Nearly a SportsCenter top 10 play by Hannah Conger, as tried to make that play from the knee, just unable to make it though.
Yeah, unable to fully collect it. It's going to be interesting to see how that is ruled, but it looks like that will be Rutgers' first hit.
Yeah, a really close play there. Nice job by Shuttler to beat it out, as it's going to send Sierra Hoekstra to the plate. 5'6" senior from Overland Park, Kansas, formerly from Wichita State. Sister Kelsey is also on this team. That one's going to be knocked right past Olivia Bark at third base, and it's going to send in Shuttler to second. And all of a sudden, Rutgers has two base runners with Jayla Fuller coming to the base, or coming to the plate.
Yeah, very dangerous 7-8 hit parade going into the 9-hitter. If they can survive this one, they bring the top of the lineup again, and suddenly you can challenge that Wisconsin score. We have seen our fireworks here at Goodman Diamond, especially over the past few series that have been here. As Jayla Fuller has an 861 OPS as well. That is definitely good enough.
Kristen Butler said of Fuller that she's an outstanding outfielder. She gets down the line really quick. She had a home run robbery against Michigan State this year that was number 7 on the SportsCenter top 10. Was the state defensive player of the year in Georgia in high school. A lot more of a fielder, but can also hit the ball. That second pitch is going to be in for strike one.
What is more concerning, though, is, again, coming back to that stats on runners in scoring position. She has an average of 56.
Not a tremendous average there from Jayla Fuller with runners in scoring position, as that third pitch is going to be in for strike two. Rutgers in need of a base hit here from Jayla Fuller. That one's going to be a swing and a miss, and Jacobson is able to get out of that inning with no issues to her name, as Wisconsin is going to take this 2-0 lead into the bottom of the second here at Goodman Diamond.
When congestion gets in the way, flush it out with extra strength Afrin saline with seawater. Wow, extra strength for daily relief.
Welcome back to Goodman Diamond here in Madison, Wisconsin, as we are going to get a look here at the Big Ten standings. Ani, what stands out to you here with Wisconsin at 7 and Rutgers at 14?
Yeah, very, very close play out here. Rutgers still, they're not looking to get their full into this one. They're looking to get in, the top 12 seeds obviously advance to bracket play. What Wisconsin's really looking for is a better seeding position. They'll be looking to sort of get their in, but also trying to avoid some of the bigger players in the Big Ten. We saw what happened when Nebraska came here, 1 out away from being no hit. But again, outside of that Nebraska matchup, they really haven't seen a lot of the top quality of the Big Ten. So going into bracket season, this will be fun time in Madison.
As Riley Crane is sent to the plate, she's had a fun time in Madison. A 5'7" senior from Tucson, Arizona, one of those numbers represented in the outfield, number 99. I think there's something about the number 99 on a softball player. I think especially at second base. I think I like the number choice there from Riley Crane.
Yeah, I mean, she's also been there wherever the Badgers need her. She's played second base before in the last season, but she's also been on both sides of the corner outfield. And obviously, Wisconsin, they clinched their Big Ten berth last weekend. So now what they're playing for is a better seed.
Yeah, Rutgers still playing to get into the Big Ten tournament. You saw we got a loss from Minnesota earlier today, which is going to help Rutgers but they still need a couple of losses from Iowa, and most importantly, they need to take business here. They need to take care of business here in Madison against these Wisconsin Badgers. As Crane is going to knock that one into shallow right field, and it's going to be down for a single for the senior. Nice knock there over the head of the first baseman, Bailey Burtis, as it is going to send the number 9 hitter to the plate here, and that's going to be Hannah Conger, the player who nearly made the outstanding stop last half inning at shortstop.
Yeah, Conger definitely more known as a defensive player on this Badger lineup, but she has contributed here at the 8 and 9 hole when she's being called upon.
Shuttler hopping up quick, hoping to get Riley Crane there over at first base, unable to do so. Conger 5 stolen bases on the year, ties for the team lead for the Wisconsin Badgers. So hoping to get her on base. As that one, the changeup is in and caught Conger swinging a little bit early on that one. Count is 1-1. As Caldwell sets up for the pitch. Sends this one in. Conger showed bunt. Pulled it away as that's going to be ball 2.
I mean, that's another thing to look out for with Hannah Conger is, yes, the bunt. I mean, this is someone who has pretty good base. Again, she's stolen 4 bases on the year on 4 attempts.
Riley Crane, another speedster over there at first base. As that bunt was unsuccessful, it's going to bring up the 2-2 count here from Hannah Conger.
That's interesting. I thought they were going to absolutely rule out a strike.
I think they did rule that a strike, as the count is now 2-2. Caldwell sends this one in. Conger up the middle, and that one's going to be another hit for the Wisconsin Badgers. Fielded out in center field by Fuller. But that's not going to be enough to get an out for Rutgers, as Wisconsin has runners on first and second base now with no outs, and they send their best hitter and second best hitter to the plate here, with Emily Bojan, bringing up Hillary Blomberg next. Yeah,
barring a triple play, you're going to get a look at your best 2 hitters on this lineup with no outs. So this is a pretty good position to be if you're Wisconsin.
Well, that one's going to be way outside. Lucky for Rutgers, not a pass ball. Shuttler able to hop up and make the nice play.
Yeah, Shuttler has been jumpy when it comes to where the balls are going, because she is very aware and sort of playing that sort of run game in a pretty effective way. She's keeping the runners on their toes at all times.
That one's in the dirt. Shuttler's going to grab it for ball 2. One of the rare freshman to freshman pitching and catching duos that you're going to see in the Big Ten this year, as we've already got an appearance in the circle here for Rutgers.
And it looks like we are getting a new pitcher here.
Yeah, that's going to be it today, it seems. Or it would seem, for Marley Caldwell.
Yeah, there's a new pitcher running in from the outfield. The places that we're at the press box means that we really can't see the bullpens for both of these teams. But Rutgers is bringing in...
It's going to be Cassandra Gewicki, the 5'7" sophomore from Arcadia, California, formerly of Ohio State. Pitched a game this year where she threw 13 innings against Notre Dame. Was her basketball team defensive player of the year in high school. Caldwell on the year, 29 appearances and only 60 innings pitched, and so most of the time that she's been up there has been pretty sparingly, and that's what we're going to see once again today. Is they're sending in Gewicki here, who has led Rutgers in game appearances with 36, hoping to use that experience against Emily Bojan here.
Yeah, she's the Rutgers firewoman. She's the person who this team has brought in when, the house is falling down and the performance in the circle is just not up to speed. We get a look at it. The stats don't look great when it comes to the 5.58 ERA, but you need to remember the positions that she's coming into. It's usually runners on first and second. It's usually a lot of runs coming through, a hit parade. Teams are on the roll, so she's the person being brought in to sort of douse that fire and then continue the game. And as you were mentioning, that 13-inning game earlier in the year, I mean, this is someone who can pitch volume, and that's really what Rutgers needs right now, considering they're in the bottom of the second and they don't have an out.
Yeah, Rutgers could be in for some trouble here if Gaywicki isn't able to get him out of it very quickly. Bojan to the plate. An all Big Ten hopeful this year. Yet to appear on an all Big Ten team, but you would have to assume that if she's able to close out the season the way that she's been playing for most of the year, that she's going to be a pretty strong candidate.
Yeah, she's closing out her final year in college in style. That will be a pretty important part of it. And you know, Bojan again comes back to that on-base streak she had. Obviously, the rough time against Jordy Fromm, probably the best pitcher. But then you see Cassandra Gawiecki, a no-hitter.
Yeah, last week, in a 10-0 win against Seton Hall, tossed a no-hitter. Only Rutgers' second no-hitter on the season, as the count is 3-0 to Bojan here. One more ball loads the bases here for the Badgers. Gawiecki swings it in, and that's going to be strike one.
Desperately needed strike there from the circle by Gawiecki. You do not want to get bases loaded up for Hillary Blomberg.
Yeah, Hillary Blomberg on the year. Again, 14 home runs. Has been a superstar for these Badgers. Can't afford that as Bojan up the middle. Play is unable to be made by Rower at second base. And the Badgers are going to all halt on the base paths. And the worst has happened for Rutgers as here comes Hillary Blomberg to the plate with the bases loaded and no outs.
Yeah, Rower just leads to, you know, when a ball hits an awkward part of the dirt and just bounces up. That's the worst type of play you can make. But now, again, you said it, Rutgers' worst situation has come up. Hillary Blomberg, no outs in the inning, and the bases are loaded.
Blomberg walked in the first inning. Now looking to knock some of these base runners home as that first pitch is in for strike one.
And I mean, you want to talk about bat speed on Rutgers, the bat speed on Hillary Blomberg. I mean, that's been a major part of her game.
Second pitch is in for ball one. Yeah, you talk about it, Blomberg. There's a lot of power behind that bat. Only standing at 5'7", but there's a lot of pop to her bat. We talked about earlier 2024 All Big Ten first team, 2025 All Big Ten second team, and either easily the first or second most talented hitter on this lineup. As that one's driven into right field, and it's going to be a base hit and a one RBI single for Hillary Blomberg, as she's able to drive in Crane from third base, and Wisconsin has another run on the board to make it 3-0.
Yeah, keep the hit parade going. Hillary Blomberg continues to keep the bases loaded now for another good hitter in Kendra Lewis. I mean, those high average hitters continue coming up, and Rutgers could be in deep trouble if they're not able to douse this fire.
Lewis came up looking like she wanted to swing at that one, but it's high and outside for ball one. Gawiecki steps into the circle. And that one is knocked over to first base, and it's fielded. They're going to say that it was a foul ball and out of play for Kendra Lewis, as nearly the first out of the inning made by Bailey Burtis there over at first base, but the ball was out of play, and so Lewis has another opportunity here on the 1-1.
Flew out to left field in the first at bat.
That one, a dribbler to the plate. Grabbed by Shuttler. It's going to make the count 2-1. There's a little issue with the scoreboard here, as it says 3-2. It is a 2-1 count currently for Lewis.
Hear the beeps going away as they try and correct the scoreboard.
Gawicki slings that one in. Lewis nabs it over to second base. It's a nice play there made by Rower. Tags out Blomberg running to second and then throws it over to first as Lewis does make the RBI, knocking in Conger, but that's a double play for Rutgers. And now only Bojan is left on third base for Jackie Showalter.
Yeah, the epitome of a bittersweet play. You get the double play, but another run scores in. Again, you got to take the pluses. You got to take the positives out of this. Only one more out remaining in this inning. Now there's only one more runner on base. One more out and you're out of this.
As the Badger faithful chant, "We want more" here at the Goodman Diamond. Showalter up to the plate. 9 homers on the year, 18 RBIs, a 265 average, 31 hits. Again, the redshirt freshman coming into her own as the season has gone on. That one's high and inside for ball 1.
Yeah, true all-or-nothing power hitter. You know, second in the team in strikeouts, but only 9 walks on the year. But, like, when she connects with the ball, more than likely it's gone.
Yeah, a lot of power behind that bat on Jackie Showalter. That one's knocked foul. Showalter at 5'10", standing pretty tall there in the batter's box. Trying to tee off on Gawicki here and really break this game open.
Yeah, the height creating sort of a rubber band effect just leads to more power in the bat.
Gawicki slings that one in. It's knocked over to second base, and the grab is made by Rower as Rutgers is able to retire the last batter and get out of the inning. Badgers lead 4-0 going into the 3rd inning here at Goodman Diamond.
When congestion gets in the way, flush it out with extra strength Afrin saline with seawater. Wow, extra strength for daily relief.
Back at the Goodman Diamond, now we're going to send it down to our sideline reporter, Vince Hesprick. Vince, what do you got for us?
Thanks a bunch, guys. Wisconsin was in Minneapolis last week, and game 1 against the Golden Gophers was nothing out of the ordinary. Shelby Jacobson had a complete game shutout, and the opportunistic Badger offense got 4 runs to secure the 4-0 win. But after the game, head coach Yvette Healy talked with her team, and oddly enough, she did not mention that it was her 600th career win. Of course, Badger media official Ashley Stedenpole talked with the team, let them know ahead of time, and as soon as the very formal speech was done, a very informal celebration occurred afterwards with tons of hugging and cheering. And of course, the speculation is that Healy didn't tell anyone about the milestone because she wanted the team to stay focused for games 2 and 3. The Badgers held up their end of the bargain and completed the sweep. Guys?
Thank you so much, Vince. We're back here with, as you said, the 600th win on the season, or on the career, I should say, for Yvette Healy and the Wisconsin Badgers. As we're back to the top of the lineup here for Rutgers. Sam Rower facing a 2-1 count from Shelby Jacobson, who has yet to give up a run in this game and only 2 hits on the day for Rutgers.
Yeah, I mean, under Coach Healy, this Wisconsin team is about to go for its 30th win in back-to-back seasons. You know, this is someone who is simultaneously a very old-school manager and new-school manager. You know, someone who will pull out the squeeze play and bunts, but will also use very new-school analytics to make her lineup. You know, 2-hitter in the best, like the 2-hitter being the best hitter, the 3-hitter being your highest on-base percentage hitter. It's all of these things that lead to Coach Healy being so interesting.
Yeah, Healy's 591 win percentage is the highest win percentage for any Wisconsin head coach ever in the 30-year program history. Coming via DePaul and then Loyola Chicago. Was the 2007 Horizon League Coach of the Year. Yeah, 448, 310, and 1 here at Wisconsin. As Wong there is going to hit a weird one, dribbled right in front of her, and Blomberg unable to field it with the bare hand as Rutgers all of a sudden has runners on second and first.
Oh, weird knuckler right in front of the foul line. The worst type of play to see happen, but now Rutgers has momentum. This is what's important. They're getting their 1 and 2 hitter on base, and now the big one, Addie Osborne at the dish. What's Jacobson going to serve from the circle?
Yeah, Osborne 13 homers on the year, 46 RBIs, a 1.263 OPS. Has been an absolute superstar for Rutgers. Jacobson pitches that one up the middle. The double play is unable to be made, but they're able to get the runner at second base in Wong. And Osborne is going to move to first, sending Rower to third.
Yeah, ducks on the pond, but this will be interesting. Wisconsin gets an out, but the double play is still active with the runner on first.
Yeah, it could be huge here for Wisconsin to be able to get that one, as it's going to send Bailey Burtis to the plate. Swings and a miss, a really big swing and a miss there, as they fire the ball down to second base. Osborne able to make it down there, and Wong is going to stay on third, so now runners on second and third for the Scarlet Knights.
Yeah, 6th steal on the year for Addie Osborne. Get out of the double play, and now there's 2 runners in scoring position for Rutgers.
Burtis with 50 hits on the year. Stepped up, that one is dropped by Blomberg. It's going to bring up a 1-1 count. Jacobson now sets up for the third pitch, this at bat. Knocked up in the air by Burtis. Play is going to be made by Conger at shortstop. The grab is had, and Wisconsin is now down to their last out of the inning, or I should say Rutgers is.
Yeah, infield fly. Jacobson able to get some weak contact on that play, and now again, Wisconsin looking to keep that shot out alive, keep their 4-run lead.
Rutgers already 3 runners left on base in this one. If you're going to come into the Goodman Diamond and get a win with the underdogs that Rutgers are, that can't be what you have, as that pitch is going to be outside for ball 1. Mia Mitchell now up to the plate, going to try to capitalize on the runners on second and third. Pitch comes in, that one's knocked kind of weirdly up in the air into shallow left field, and the catch is made by Hannah Conger. Nice play there by the Wisconsin defense, as some good communication leads to an out, and once again, Rutgers leaving another 2 runners on base as Wisconsin leads 4-0 going into the third inning.
When congestion gets in the way, flush it out with extra strength Afrin saline with seawater. Wow, extra strength for daily relief.
Welcome back to the Goodman Diamond here in Madison, Wisconsin, where the Wisconsin Badgers lead the Rutgers Scarlet Knights 4-0. The Rutgers squad has left 5 runners on base as we see Wisconsin coach Yvette Healy. We get a look at her 16th season as the head coach here. Earned her 600th career win in the last series against Minnesota. The Badgers swept that series. It was the first time that they have swept Minnesota since 2012. And so against the hated rival Gophers, a really nice win there for the Badgers, and a meaningful one as it clinched not only her 600th career win, not only a sweep over a rival, but also a Big Ten tournament appearance, as we're going to see Kaylee Whitten now come to the plate. 0 for 1 on the day. Reached on a fielder's choice in the first inning, and she's going to be facing, Cassandra Gawicki, who entered the game last inning. Whitten hit a 3-run walk-off homer against Michigan earlier this year in what was one of the most entertaining games in the entire Big Ten softball season.
Yeah,
14-12 win for the Badgers.
Yeah, easily the Badger moment of the year as well for softball.
As Whitten knocks that one sharply down the third base line, is just out of play. Quite the knock there by Whitten, as it's going to bring up a 1-1.
I mean, back to that game against Michigan, I mean, it's also something that you never see. It was a softball game that was nearly 3.5 hours long.
Yeah, some ridiculous stuff. Some Goodman Diamond heroics there from Kaylee Whitten in that one. Trying to bring some more here as she knocks that one up the middle. It's going back, and it's going to be grabbed out in center field. The play there made by Fuller. Jayla Fuller, one of the best fielders on this Rutgers roster, has not made an error yet this year, and has played in almost every game at center field. 4-time All-Region, and again, the Georgia Defensive Player of the Year in high school. You're not going to get a whole lot past her.
And on that, on that Whitten fly ball over there, I mean, that's a classic feature of Goodman Softball Diamond because of how close it is to the lake. You'll get the wind blowing off the lake. So fly balls need to be hit just a little bit harder to clear the fences.
Yeah, maybe if it says 218 out there, it might be a little more like 228 in order to really get it over. As the pitch is in by Gawicki for strike 2. Or strike 1, I should say.
Yeah, bottom of the third, what Rutgers needs right now is a shutdown inning. They need to stop this run momentum that Wisconsin has.
Pitch is going to be in there for strike 2.
They're doing a good job of that as well. First out. Both of the at-bats so far haven't looked as competitive as the ones did in the first and second.
Yeah, just getting them up and down would be absolutely huge here for Gawicki. That one's going to be just a little bit outside. In there for ball 2. Bark up to the plate now. Swings and knocks that one right up the middle. Wong unable to get there, and Olivia Bark is into first base as Wisconsin, with yet another single on the day. They've been absolutely farming those today, and Danny Lucy comes to the plate for the Badgers.
Classic batted ball play, dribbler up the middle, splits the second and third baseman. Again, you're bringing up Danny Lucy, someone who is a high average hitter. That will be an important thing, but also if you continue this hit parade, again, you keep eating into that mercy rule territory.
Indeed you do. Danny Lucy said Wisconsin is home for her. Again, out of Cottage Grove, Wisconsin, and so a no-brainer to go to Madison. She check swings there.
Ball gets away from Shuttler, but Bark chooses not to run on there.
Olivia Bark, 2 stolen bases on the year. So a little bit of a threat over there at first base.
And Gawicki has managed her pitch count as well quite well. 16 strikes on the day so far. But there we go. There's Bark choosing to run on the passed ball.
And another announcer kind of reverse jinx there as the ball once again gets away from Shuttler. That has been a little bit of an issue today for Rutgers, as Bark is able to hustle her way into second. And Lucy now has the 1-1. Kawicki loading up for this one. That one's high for ball 2. Chilly day outside today in Madison. Only around 50 degrees. Usually getting warmer than that in early May. But regardless, we're out here. You see a lot of the players bundled up. A lot of the fans here bundled up.
Bizarre temperature for the entire softball season. Again, we're not far removed from softball game being played during a tornado warning.
As Lucy knocks this one down the third baseline, and they're going to call it foul. Wisconsin might want to challenge that one.
I don't know if you are allowed to challenge fair and foul. Okay, it looks like they can. It looks like they'll be challenging that. And if I had to guess here, Sam, I think there's reasonable chances that if they are allowed to challenge this, that would be overturned.
And we're going to get another look here as it's knocked. It looks like that's a tough call. It's right above the third baseline as they're just going to send Lucy back to the plate here for the 2-2.
Yeah, looks like you can't challenge that play.
And that one's definitely in play as Wong has a little bit of trouble with it at third. And an error there for Rutgers leads to Danny Lucy getting on base after all.
Didn't matter. Didn't matter in the end. I mean, we have the rules people right next to us sort of like scrambling to find if they can even challenge that play or not. But in the end, it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, Lucy is now on first. Bark moves over to third.
Now Crane up to the plate. She's going to swing and knock that one right behind her. Looked like that one might have been a tough play for Wong because Bark was coming right in front of her. She was trying to make the play. Might have messed with the line of sight there as just unable to make the play.
Crane already has a hit today.
Kawicki loading up for the pitch. Crane shuffling forward on that one. Brings up the 1-1.
That's a strategy used by a lot of the Wisconsin hitters, particularly Emma King is the most notable because it just helps you get out of that box faster, gets you a little faster towards the first base bag.
Yeah, for a player without a whole ton of power, a smart idea. Try to hustle as best you can over to first if there should be a close play. Kawicki now loading up. That one's knocked way back by Crane. Now it brings up the 2-2. We were talking before the game, an interesting jersey matchup today. You got kind of the cream throwbacks for the Wisconsin Badgers and the block grays for Rutgers.
Yeah, large R.
That one's knocked right to first base. The throw is coming home, and that's going to be a very easy play for Shuttler as a smart play there from Burtis to get the out at home instead of at first, and Rutgers is going to get away without allowing a run there.
Yeah, they're gonna. The runner's obviously gonna reach first over there, but again, they choose to instead go home, avoid the run. That's the more important thing. You can deal with a runner on first and second. You cannot deal with another run on the board.
Exactly right. If you're Rutgers, as now the number 9 hitter Hannah Conger is going to come to the plate. Knocked over the head of Osborne at third base, and that's going to send a runner in after all for the Badgers. And into the third base line is Riley Crane, and she's able to get in. Wisconsin with another run on the board as the umpires are going to have a little bit of a discussion here as we've got another close play involving that third base line.
Yeah, I don't think that's what they're thinking about. I think what they're thinking about is if the third baseman, Osborne, got a bit of it with her glove, because if she does, then that's a fair ball.
And it looks like it's, I guess we're gonna get another look at Lucy scoring here. It'll be interesting It's interesting to see another play that's really close on that third baseline again.
Yeah, no challenge.
No challenge, but it looks like they're going to send Conger back to the plate, and they're going to say no hit.
I would say that's the right call. It didn't look like Osborne got it with her glove. And in just your general sense, if it didn't, that was absolutely a foul ball. It's just one of those, again, it's one of those really close plays that you need another look or two at it to really get your decision in. But again, it comes back to the fact that you can't challenge whether a ball's fair or not. You know, coming back to the earlier play.
As Conger now comes back to the plate. The count is 0-1 for the Badgers and Conger. 2 outs here with runners on second and first. It'd be a really big hit here for Conger if she's able to make one. That one's going to be a little bit outside for ball 1.
Some big calls for Brian Smith already to have made today.
Yeah, Brian Smith and Matt Johnson over there at third base has had one heck of a day so far. Conger swings on that one, and it's going to be knocked foul on that first baseline. Got some fancier shouting fair. That one was definitely not fair. That's going to be an easy one for Laura King at first base, first base umpire.
Wishful thinking is the phrase.
Now that brings up the 1-2. Strike here for Gawicki would get Rutgers out of a potential nightmare scenario with sending Bojan to the plate. That's going to be a little bit outside for ball 2. And if you're Rutgers, the last thing that you can do here is get Wisconsin back to the heart and the strength of their order with Bojan, Blomberg, Lewis, and Showalter.
It's what happened last inning, and it cost them.
Exactly, it did. As Gawicki lines up, fires that one in there, is knocked off of her, and wow, what a play there. Made it second base by Rower, reached over to grab it, flipped it right back to Wong, and Rutgers able to get out of the inning unscathed. A really good play by the Rutgers infield, as Wisconsin is still going to take a 4-0 lead into the fourth.
Let's do this.
Try to be best, 'cause you're only a man, and a man's got to learn to take it. Never doubt that you're the one, and you can have your dream. You're the best around. Nothing's gonna
Good as gold.
keep you down. You're the best around.
With the Midas free lifetime parts guarantee, you're covered. From brakes, suspension, and exhaust. Midas, the best around.
Welcome back to Goodman Diamond here in chilly Madison, Wisconsin. Shelby Jacobson is going to take the mound and take the circle for her 4th inning of the day. Entering this weekend, Rutgers needs 4 runs and 4 RBIs to top 2 school records. Already has the school home run record with 66 on the year, but could be a historic weekend for the Rutgers Scarlet Knights.
Yeah, I mean, this is a high-powered offense with a few hitters who came in later on and started really contributing. As we get one at the plate right now, Del Hoya was someone who did not start at the start of the season, but then moving in, she became more of a part of this team, and now she has an OPS closing on 1,000 on the season.
Yeah, Del Hoyo has really been, kind of a big-time new addition, or not a new addition, but a big-time kind of has come on big at the end of this year for Rutgers. A silver medalist with Puerto Rico in the 2023 Pan American Games. Had a walk-off game winner over Long Island this year. She swings and misses on that one. It's going to bring up the 1-2. But is the only player in this game to win anything in the Pan American Games. So it's big time for her.
For a second, I was going to wonder if Long Island was a part of the Pan American Games.
I don't think so, but I haven't double checked that yet, so we're not 100% sure yet. Jacobson fires in the 1-2. Del Hoyo getting a little bit of a start on that one, but it's going to be low and bring up the 2-2. Another running start there from Del Hoyo. As that one's low, Blomberg unable to get at it. It's going to bring up the full count. Jacobson deals. Del Hoyo with the swing and a miss, and Jacobson retires another batter. Rutgers having some difficulties today getting on the base paths.
4th strikeout of the day already for Shelby Jacobson. A really good day for her.
Yeah, Jacobson being a superstar today for the Badgers on the year. This is now 92 strikeouts. This is her 131st inning pitched on the year. And so she's been a workhorse for Wisconsin this year, most on the team. Now pitching to Charlie Shuttler for the Scarlet Knights. This Rutgers lineup is a little more balanced than the Wisconsin lineup, seeing still some good contributions at the end of the lineup. Shuttler, a big swing and a miss there for strike 2. Actually really wanted a piece of that one.
Now Jacobson currently zeroing in on trying to get 100 strikeouts on the year, and she is gonna fast track that with a high octane performance like she's having today. Now she's only 8 away for the season.
Nearly clipped Jacobson, or nearly clipped Shuttler, I should say, on the high and inside pitch, but it'll bring up the 1-2. That one's a little bit high. Over the head of the 5-4 Shuttler. See Jacobson checking the watch there. Looking to deal. And check swing is going to bring up another full count for Jacobson. See your number right behind her in center field, playing one of potentially her last, if not one of her last games here at Goodman Diamond over what has been an illustrious career for Shelby Jacobson. That one knocked down the third base line and is fielded by Olivia Bark, but it was out of play. As we'll run it right back with the 3-2.
I mean, I thought that was a fair ball and she was about to uncork one. But before that, the moment she fielded it, it was ruled foul, so we didn't get that opportunity to see it.
Yeah, hard to believe Shuttler has only hit her first college home run in that last game against Penn State. She swings with a lot of power, as that one's going to be way high over her head. And Jacobson has walked her 3rd batter of the day.
Yeah, I was looking for the high change, unable to get the zone though. Jacobson in the circle has been pretty efficient, but now she's going to deal with some base pad trouble.
Sierra Hoekstra comes to the plate. Again, a very improved hitter. Only started 8 games for Wichita State in her time as a Shocker, but has come to Rutgers and has been a big part of this lineup. 29 walks on the year, 5 stolen bases has been big time for them, along with her sister, Kelsey Hoekstra, who's also been a pretty solid pitcher for the Scarlet Knights. That one is knocked down the first baseline. Nearly making the grab was Jackie Showalter, laid all the way out for it, just over her extended glove, though.
That would have been a heck of a play.
Yeah, talk about a highlight. Jackie Showalter almost had her a great one there over at first.
And really, that's a play only she can make because 5'10", that's quite a bit of a stretch to make, especially even for a first baseman.
Yeah, standing in there pretty tall. As this one's going to be inside for strike 2.
Just nice change up there, pretty solid.
Top of the 4th here, Wisconsin leading 4-0. Only 3 hits on the board so far for Rutgers. That one's going to be outside for ball 2. Jacobson has gotten ahead in a couple counts and then kind of led batters back into him, as she did in that last at-bat. Walking Shuttler, as we're almost back to the top of the count here for Rutgers. Hoekstra knocks that one in between first and second, and Lewis is able to make the quick play to throw it back into the infield, but Rutgers once again has runners on first and second.
Yeah, and it's going to be no movement in the circle. They're going to trust Jacobson to get out of first and second, and why wouldn't you? She has the shutout remaining. But Rutgers, they're hitting themselves back into it by slowly chipping away. They're getting places.
Yeah, and you got to think that, 5 runners left on base already in this one. If you're not able to come out of this inning with at least a run or 2, it would be pretty demoralizing for Rutgers as Fuller knocks that one down, and we're going to have the bases loaded here for the Scarlet Knights as Wisconsin was unprepared.
A great play by Fuller. Not a high average header, but she uses her speed to get to first base and turns over the batting card. Now Rutgers' best 3 hitters have the opportunity to potentially come up as we finally do get a visit in the circle for Coach Healy. I do not see any movement in the Wisconsin bullpen, though.
No, it doesn't look like they're warming up anyone just yet. Still a lot of trust in Shelby Jacobson as they're going to bring the whole team to the circle here. Bases loaded opportunity here for Rutgers as Sam Rower comes to the plate. Rower, 15 home runs on the year, 40 RBIs, a 1.126 OPS. If there's anyone who you want at the plate right now for Rutgers, it's got to be Sam Rower.
Yeah, that was definitely a circle visit of, hey, we trust you. We trust you to get these outs. You've done this for us for 4 years. Let's see you do it again. That's definitely what the circle visit is. So it's going to be interesting. However, Rutgers are using this time to really hash out their strategy with bases loaded and a chance to tie this game with someone with 15 home runs on the season.
Rower thought about that one, but lays off for ball 1. Rower, a Bryant transfer, first team All-America East in 2024 and 2025. Has been a home run monster this year and has been clutch for Rutgers too. And so, like you said, you want Rower at the plate right now for Rutgers. Jacobson deals that one in, and it's strike 1 for Rower. Sam Rower Jr. right after her, you're going to have Riley Wong, the sophomore, and then Addie Osborne, another sophomore, followed by Bailey Burtis, another sophomore. And so the top of this order for Rutgers, stacked with underclassmen. Obviously, they're fighting for a chance to get into the Big Ten tournament this year, but you got to imagine that in the coming years that more than likely won't be an issue with these players maturing and becoming even better. Jacobson deals that one in, a big swing and a miss for Rower, and it's going to bring up the 2-2.
Looking at movement in the bullpen, it looks like they're warming up Jordan Felci if Shelby Jacobson's unable to get out of it, so moving into a lefty. But again, that is if Jacobson is unable to get out of it.
That one's knocked down the third base line, and it's going to be an RBI single for Rower. And coming into the plate is Hoekstra. She's able to make it in as Blomberg dropped the ball. And Rower is into second base. Fuller is into third base, and Rutgers has their first runs of the game, making it a 4-2 ball game here in Madison.
Yeah, a crucial hit there by Sam Rower, able to get an extra base hit in this situation. Now Rutgers only 2 runs away from tying this game, a potential to go ahead in this game with Riley Wong up to bat.
Riley Wong, one of the best hitters on this team. And if you're Wisconsin, this is one of the last people you want to see at the plate. Healy instructing the team to get in as we got a potential bunt here from Wong. Somewhat surprising they sent Hoekstra with only one out, as that one's going to be inside and called a strike for Wong.
I mean, I disagree. I think they sort of know that, you know, Blomberg is someone who is a catcher, but she's not really a catcher when it comes to by trade. That's not her defensive best. She's been a third baseman in the past as well. So what they're doing is they're really challenging her in those situations. And by capitalizing on that, Rutgers are able to get back in this game.
Yeah, not a terrible idea. Put her in, you know, kind of test her and put her in a position where she has to make a play. And that time, unable to do so, Rutgers able to get a run in, as that one's high and outside for Jacobson. Jacobson, 70 pitches on the day, getting up there. As Wong steps into the batter's box. He's going to swing on that one, knock it right to Olivia Bark at third base, and we're going to have a pickle here with Jayla Fuller. She's running right back and forth. It's caught, and now we got another pickle over here at first base. Threw it over back to third base. The tag is made, and after all of that, we've got ducks on the pond for Rutgers.
Yeah, bang, bang type of play. It looks like it's going to be ruled a fielder's choice. Going to be weird how they ruled this one. They're going to be doing, well, that would be third baseman to catcher to third baseman to the shortstop. So, and then back to the third baseman. So, really weird way to score that play. But at the end of the day, what it means is Wisconsin has their second out of the inning.
Ultimately, that is how it ends up, as once again, not someone that you want to see at the plate here for Wisconsin. Addie Osborne getting brought up.
I mean, I'd argue the last person you want to see on this Rutgers lineup.
Osborne has hit 46 RBIs on the season, has been a superstar for Rutgers. That one's going to be inside for ball one, or ball two, I should say.
Top 15 third baseman in the nation, according to Softball America.
Yeah, an outstanding player. He's come up clutch against good opponents. Had a really good series against UCLA this year. Jacobson gets that one in for the first strike of the at-bat. A walk or a hit without sending anyone in here would send Bailey Burtis to the plate with the bases loaded. Jacobson deals that one in. It's knocked up in the air. And an interesting player for Showalter is that one's off the wall. She made the grab. It was off the wall, though. And so it's just going to be a foul ball.
Yeah, off the netting. So won't be ruled an out. But this is the kind of situation where having a pitcher like Shelby Jacobson can both hurt and help you. She's a ground ball type pitcher, which means that you have an out on second and first. But again, those dribblers between the fielders, those can score the runner from first base very easily, and this game is tied.
Jacobson's that one's outside. Blomberg pumps over to second base as Wong was going. Wong got there regardless. The throw was back to third base and unable to make the play.
Yeah, Rutgers capitalizing on the runner on third. They know that if Blomberg gets it over to second, there might be enough time for the runner on third, someone like Sam Rower, to get over and make that play close.
As the full count is thrown in, and Shelby Jacobson is going to walk Addie Osborne. And here comes Bailey Burtis to the plate with the bases loaded. Rutgers here with quite the opportunity to blow this game open in their favor.
Looked intentional, if I'm being honest. It looked like Blomberg said, looks like we're not going to get Osborne over here. You know, let's take our chances with Bailey Burtis instead, who is, yes, still a really good hitter, but is not someone with the potential to blow away this game like Addie Osborne with her home run power.
Yeah, regardless, a huge at-bat here for Bailey Burtis. Berta's on the year hitting 350 in 143 at-bats, 50 hits on the year, 26 RBIs, 11 strikeouts to 21 walks, and so has been a very talented hitter here for Rutgers. Steps up to the plate as we're going to break up the coaches' meetings on either side here.
Crucial at bat this, Sam.
Absolutely huge here. One of the biggest at-bats that you're going to see in this game. As Jacobson deals, that one's knocked right back from Burtis.
First pitch dropper, but Burtis saw him was just ahead of it.
Yeah, nearly got on top of that one. Burtis only 5 home runs on the year this year. But still potential to drive everyone in here as that ball was lost by Blomberg at the plate. Was looking around for it for a little bit, was able to find it. Luckily for Wisconsin, no harm done. He's going to bring up a 1-1.
This is, again, that was a very dangerous play. Blomberg completely lost it, looked the other way. You could see Rower thought about it. In the end, she chose not to.
That one knocked high into left field. It's going back at the wall, and it's gone! A grand slam for Bailey Burtis as Rutgers is going to charge the plate. And the worst has happened for Wisconsin as Bailey Burtis has blown this game open. Rutgers leads 6-4.
A massive shot by Burtis. Wisconsin chose not to deal with Addie Osborne, but instead Burtis delivers a grand slam, and now Rutgers leads at Goodman Diamond.
Yeah, and Burtis potentially seeing a little bit of disrespect there from Wisconsin with the opportunity to pass up on Addie Osborne and go over to her, as Rutgers might be about to hit around in this inning if Mia Mitchell is able to get on base.
Yes, 6-run inning and 6 runs off 7 hits.
That one knocked down the third base line. Bark unable to field it, and Rutgers is going to have another base runner here at first base with Mia Mitchell. Rutgers really settling into their own. We talked about they had 5 runners left on base in those first 3 innings. Looked like they just kind of took out all of their frustration in this one. And, you know, in softball, one swing can really change a game. You saw it right there.
They were able to shut down the Wisconsin lineup for 1 inning. 1 inning, and suddenly they're able to outburst here. I mean, that's exactly what Rutgers needed. I mean, this is a team in pursuit of making the Big Ten softball bracket, and, you know, they're putting a good rapport for themselves, especially with the Minnesota loss.
Yeah, if Rutgers should go on to make a run and make it into the Big Ten softball tournament, they're going to look back on that swing as one of the main reasons why they did so. As Stephanie Kraska is going to come to the plate here to sub in for Samantha Del Hoyo. Number 9, the sophomore. This one is going to be another pass ball, and Rutgers is now going to have a runner in scoring position.
Just got away from Blomberg again. It's the worst situation that you can even think of. It just continuously goes and goes on.
Kraska's been a big performer in big moments this year. Her first hit of the season was a walk-off in their season opening win against Wagner.
But also Kraska acts as someone who's just going to move the at-bat over. That's the person they need in this situation. They need someone to keep the hit parade going.
As now a 1-2 to Kraska. Jacobson hoping to get out of this nightmare inning for the Badgers and send it over to their batters. Deals this one in, and it's going to be strike 3 for Kraska. So not the inning Wisconsin wanted. They will eventually get out of it, but the Rutgers Scarlet Knights, behind a grand slam from Bailey Burtis, able to knock in 6 runs and take a 6-4 lead going into the 4th inning.
Let's do this.
Try to be best, cause you're only a man, and a man's got to learn to take it. You're the best around.
Good as gold. With the Midas free lifetime parts guarantee, you're covered on brakes, suspension, and exhaust. Midas, the best around.
Welcome back to Goodman Diamond here in Madison, Wisconsin, where we just witnessed a 6-run top of the fourth by Rutgers, which was capsulated by this grand slam by Bailey Burtis. Ani, what did you see on that swing?
I mean, that is just the perfect example of throwing it back into people. You know, Addie Osborne, you know, they had her on a full count with 2 outs, and they instead chose to pitch to Burtis, and Burtis delivered the goods. A grand slam, whole bench clearing out. And again, now that means Rutgers has a lead in Madison.
Emily Bojan up to the plate for her 3rd at-bat of the game. Bojan today, 2 of 2. Singled already twice, looking to do it a 3rd time to lead off this inning. That's going to be strike 1.
Seen our fair share of back and forth games here at Goodman Diamond. This might be another one if Wisconsin have the fight in them.
Yeah, a lot of hitting early on in this one. You've seen, you've seen a lot of base runners. You've seen it's been an eventful game here at Goodman Diamond. One that we're very glad to have today, as the 1-1 is going to come to Bojan from Gawicki. Rutgers, one of the worst pitching teams in the Big Ten, but Gawicki, one of the best pitchers on the roster. Had a 56-8 record in high school and a .63 ERA.
You look at the high school stats for some of these people, and you just get.
Yeah, some of these players are just unrivaled in high school, and this is in California too, and so not. I guess I don't know where Arcadia is in California, but
That's a pretty hot spot in California.
and so a very talented pitcher clearly is Gawicki. I will say you've got, as this one is knocked for more than likely another single for Emily Bojan, her 3rd of the game in already the 4th inning, as Rutgers fires that one back in quickly, and that's going to send Hillary Blomberg to the plate.
Yeah, 3 for 3 with 3 singles. Just your very typical leadoff hitter stat line. And now again, it leads to Hillary Blomberg.
Blomberg steps up to the plate here for Wisconsin. Checked her swing there. And that's going to be strike 1. After Blomberg for the Badgers will be Kendra Lewis and then Jackie Showalter. Should they not hit into a double play. As this one is going to be knocked between the second and first baseman. Bojan is going to stay at second base and Blomberg into first, as Wisconsin now has 2 base runners of their own, as back and forth we go here in Madison.
Yeah, back and forth we really go. Just hit parade on hit parade. Really, that's what the story has been.
Here comes Kendra Lewis out to the plate for the Wisconsin Badgers. The sophomore phenom looking to drive in potentially Bojan and Blomberg. thought about that one, but laid off. Lewis today 0 for 2 with a flyout in the first. And then grounded into a double play. So not the greatest game from her so far. She's been used more as a hitter this year than she was last. Takes a swing on that one and knocks it into left field. That one is going to be a fairly easy grab for Mia Mitchell, and she's going to relay it in.
First out of the inning, a necessary one to quell the hit parade. Still runner on first and second, but what it means now is the double play is now open to end the inning. Especially with a runner like Hillary Blomberg, someone who's often pinch ran for in this Wisconsin setup.
Yes, here comes Jackie Showalter up to the plate. Swings on that one, hits it deep out to left field, and that one is gone! As Wisconsin retakes the lead. It's 6-7 now here in Madison. And the Wisconsin Badgers answer right back, not one out after Rutgers took the 6-4 lead. And we've got a shootout here in Madison.
I mean, that's exactly what you're looking for. Go-ahead home run, roped just fair. That's the type of home runs Jackie Showalter has hit all season for Wisconsin. Again, using that height to sort of guide the ball over as a lever. And again, Wisconsin now lead in Goodman Diamond, a 6-7 game.
Up to the plate now comes Kaylee Whitten, trying to keep it going here for Wisconsin. A little something to note, when Rutgers hit the grand slam at the end of the fourth inning, you could see, as that one's going to be in for strike one, you could see the players hitting the 6-7 emote as as the run was being scored. I was going to comment on that, but
it was
now the script might be in.
Yeah, I mean, it was 6 runs on 7 hits. That's why they broke it all up, but now it's the score, so now it doesn't matter. But again, what's more important is Wisconsin now has the lead back again. Back and forth, we once again go at Goodman Diamond.
Yeah, but a potential candidate for game of the year here brewing early on, as we're still just in the fourth inning. Again, a 7-6 game here for the Badgers. That one's high, and it's going to get past the catcher.
$13 runs by the bottom of the fourth.
13 runs by the bottom of the fourth is insane, and we've seen, especially Wisconsin, we've seen get off to some slower starts this season. Whitten swings on that one and knocks it foul for the third base.
Yeah, she's been on a hot streak. Been hitting .435 in the past 9 games, the past 3 series. And on top of that, 13 runs batted in.
13 RBIs. She's really picked up her play as the season has gone on. Swings on that one. It's over to shortstop. Wong able to make the play to first base. A nice play there by Wong, as Rutgers is able to get the second out of the inning and bring up Olivia Park.
Yeah, just a nice, solid shortstop play there by Wong. Getting Rutgers 1 out closer to getting their hot bats back up. Again, we're only a half inning removed from them scoring 6 in 1 inning.
Yeah, a 1-run lead, anything but safe in a game like this. So it'll be interesting to see if we'll get Jacobson back in the circle next inning, or if it'll go to Jordan Felchi, who we did see warming up in the bullpen. Kawicki still in the circle for Rutgers. Just notched her 57th pitch. She's the second pitcher today for Rutgers, following up on the work done by the freshman Marley Caldwell. Count currently 1-1. That one's going to be outside for ball 2. Now up to the plate Gawicki to swing it in. That one again is outside for ball 3. This one was knocked over to second base, and the play is going to be made by Rower. So Rutgers eventually gets out of the inning with the score being 6-7 off of the Jackie Showalter 3-run homer. Wisconsin taking the 7-6 lead into the 5th inning.
She was going to be good, and she did not disappoint. Let's hear it for our junior announcer, Maddie from Franklin. This is on a credit union. I think she did amazing. Come back next year, okay? All right, Maddie has one more thing she wants to say. Go Badgers!
The first thing that comes to my mind is Charles Lamar. His pops look like they're decent. And I think
I'm dancing by ABBA just because I love that song. I love ABBA and it just gets me goofy. My guilty pleasure walk-up song is It's a Great Day to Be Alive.
Ready Mariachi, Soul.
I can rap it word for word any minute of the day. Just play the song and now.
Welcome back to Goodman Diamond here in Madison, Wisconsin. We're going to send it back down to our sideline reporter, Vince Hesprick. Vince, what do you got for us?
Thanks a bunch, guys. Kristen Butler is in year 8 as the head coach of Rutgers softball, but before the start of her excellent coaching career, she had a legendary run as a player. She had, in 8 years with the National Professional Fast Pitch League, she retired as the league's all-time leader in home runs and RBIs. And I had the chance to talk to her this morning, guys, and I asked her what the best part of her career was, and she said it was by far the season she spent in 2008 in Japan with the Denso Bright Pegasus. She said it was the best experience outside of her kids. Now, she said in Japan the difference that she felt like she was treated almost like a rock star. She had someone who would help her get all the groceries she wanted, particularly American one she was used to. And the partnership worked out pretty well for both sides as well. Butler broke the national record in Japan by hitting 3 home runs in 1 game. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Vince. Great moment there in Japan.
Yeah, I mean, Japan probably the second biggest market for, batted ball, like baseball type sports and softball. So it's fun to see a person with that experience in other countries. It reminds me of all the great stories that you hear of foreign players go over and play in the Japanese baseball leagues and all the fun stuff that you hear about the culture over there when it comes to sports like softball.
Yeah, my co-host on my radio show is from Tokyo, huge Shohei Ohtani fan. Do not get that guy started about the Dodgers. But back to Madison. It's a 3-2 count right now for Charlie Shetler. It is going to be Shelby Jacobson back on the mound for Wisconsin in the 5th inning. That one's going to be knocked up and knocked foul. Yet another full count for these Rutgers Scarlet Knights. They're really taking pitches off of Jacobson. 89 already in the 5th inning. Just gave up a 6-run 4th. It's going to be interesting to see when we see the sophomore Jordan Fauci. That one knocked high in the air to right field. Lewis coming over, nearly made the play. A diving play over there in right field, just unable to make it. And Wisconsin is going to be set up with another 3-2 count.
Yeah, full extension trying to make it as we do get a look at Kristen Butler. I mean, your classic sort of player that becomes a head coach. She was a catcher in college. She has a lot of experience across multiple different places as an assistant before finally getting that head coach job at Rutgers. And you know, 8 seasons in, she has stabilized the program.
Jacobson deals this one in. It's kind of a blooper into shallow left, and the play is made. Nice play out there in left field. That was Riley Crane coming over to make the play. The senior number 99, you see her number out in that outfield. A really nice play there made by Riley Crane, the diving one after Kendra Lewis was unable to make the diving catch. And it's fairly unlucky there for Charlie Shuttler, as it's going to send Sierra Hoekstra back to the plate.
Yeah, full effort in that dive. She's able to make the play. And now again, Wisconsin are 2 outs away from getting out of this. And again, getting the bats back up.
Jacobson deals into Hoekstra. That one's fouled off. Taking a dive like there in a fall it's got to be hard on a cold day like this here in Madison. It's got to be unforgiving, but laying her body on the line there was Crane.
Especially this close to the lake, again, with the wind coming off it. It just becomes that slight bit colder.
That one just a bit outside. Hoekstra going to take it for ball 1. That one's going to be a little bit low for Jacobson. Makes this a 2-1 count. Hoekstra, we talked about her sister Kelsey, is a pitcher and first baseman for this team. Showed bunt on that one, trying to get a little bit of a head start. She just missed it. And I'll bring up a 2-2.
Yeah, perfect pitch to go. Change up from the circle. Just moving it away from the barrel.
That one fouled off down that third base line once again. After Hoekstra, Jayla Fuller, the sophomore, will be brought up. And then it'll be right back to this top of the lineup for the Rutgers offense. Thinking we might see Felchi once we get back to that top of the lineup.
Yeah, 3rd time through the order, 4th time through the order. That's when the OPS really jump up.
And another foul down the left, or down the third base line. Hoekstra doing a good job of working the count here. He's been a little bit behind most of these, but the count stays at 2-2.
Yeah, top of the 5th. We're about an hour and 45 minutes into this game. This has been a marathon, to say the least, for Jacobson on that circle.
Jacobson deals in. That one's going to be in the dirt and outside. Bring up yet another full count. It feels like every count we've had has been a full count as we're approaching Shelby Jacobson's 100th pitch on the day.
And it's that effort, really. That's a part of it that you never think about, just how much time you have to spend on that circle outside of just the pitches.
That one's going to be a swing and a miss from Sierra Hoekstra. Really nice pitch. Got her reaching in the dirt, did Shelby Jacobson. That's going to bring up Jayla Fuller in the end of the order.
Yeah, if Jacobson's able to get out of this, if Fuller does not get on base, I think she'll be done for the game. But if Fuller is able to get on base, I think this might be the inning where we do see Felchi out in the circle.
100% agreed. As Fuller is going to step in here, swinging, whoa, a rocket down the third base line. Hammered right at that Wisconsin dugout, but no harm, no foul. It'll be strike 1.
And again, you don't want to put someone like Fuller on base just because of how much base she has. That's game-wrecking speed there.
And you don't want to give this Rutgers top of the order any more opportunity to break this game open more than they already have, as it's now an 0-2 count.
Yeah, I mean, they show you what happens when you just let the hits keep on rolling.
Fuller steps into the box here, the 0-2 from Jacobson. And she got her. Shelby Jacobson with another strikeout on the day. has done an absolutely great job today, and the lead will stay at 7-6 for the Wisconsin Badgers, sending it back to their hot bats at the end of the fifth.
All right, Badger fans, it's time for the fifth inning stretch. Join us in the singing of Take Me Out to the Ballgame.
Head coach Kristen Butler told me this she has reaped the awards this season, particularly with Addie Osborne. Osborne started all 56 games last year. This coaching staff, they kept seeing the flashes. They kept seeing the changes in the off this season. Osborne hitting .363 with 13 homers for 1.25. So definitely a bright future for Osborne Lee Scarlet.
What's what district up in Rutgers?
And we are back to Goodman Diamond in Madison, Wisconsin, where the Wisconsin Badgers lead the Rutgers Scarlet Knights 7-6 here. And outside, it's a chilly one today. 47 degrees, 47% humidity. The wind is blowing at 8 miles an hour right off of Lake Mendota. It's partly cloudy right now, and you see out in the bleachers, you got a lot of coats, a lot of hats, a lot of mittens here from these Badger faithful.
What a beautiful day. I mean, this is exactly why people like Goodman. You know, being lakeside is just one of the more beautiful sights you get in the city of Madison. Looking into that center field where someone like Danny Lucy plays, it's a really beautiful sight. And 8 miles per hour is honestly being a bit of mercy being shown by the lake.
Yeah, a little bit surprising that's all we got today.
It has already played a factor, though, in this game. We've had fly balls die in the center field.
Indeed, we have, and you know both of those home runs, both pushed just right over that left field line, where it's the shortest part of the wall here at 200 feet, and yeah, interesting to see how that's impacting the game right now. Both teams. You know, Rutgers obviously playing in New Jersey. They're used to the cold too, and so this isn't really going to favor either team one way or the other. As that's a high ball, and is going to be called a ball for the 3-1 count.
Hitters count here.
It's going to be Lucy Crane Conger, then back to the start of the order for the Badgers as Lucy fouls that one off sharply near first base. Gonna be right back to Gawicki. Has thrown 65 pitches on the day today since that second inning. And Lucy's gonna knock that one down the third base line, and it's out of play. Looked like the wind might have had a little bit of a factor on that one too, maybe taking it out of play.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you have the softball knuckles a lot more, and that leads to the wind being a much bigger factor than any other batted ball sport.
Lucy, once again stepping into the box here to take on Gawicki. Knocks that one up. It's a little bit of a blooper, and Wong almost made the play over her shoulder, but Danny Lucy is going to be into first base.
Just between that shortstop and left field gap. When you're looking at your expected batting average charts, when you look at it, you know, shortstop it's so low, the left field it's so low, but then there's that small band in between them where you get like 900s across the board just because of how weird the ball reacts to being hit in that position. That's exactly what you see there. Both shortstop and left field sort of not fully connecting with each other and unable to make the play because it's just out of the grasp of both of them.
Yeah, a tough play for both players there. Wong nearly made it, but unable to do so, and it'll end up with Lucy on first base. Riley Crane attempted a bunt on the first pitch of the at-bat, but it'll be in there for a strike. Now this one is going to be a bunt. They're going to call it foul.
That's just foul there. That could go either way, but I think I side with the ump there. That looked just foul. We get another conversation between Coach Healy and Brian Smith, the home plate umpire.
And Crane is going to come back to the plate. An 0-2 count.
Conger goes back to the on-deck circle.
Pitch is in. A running swing there from Crane. Unable to do anything, and that'll be the first out of the inning for Rutgers.
I'm actually interested in seeing this play again because it looked like what the ump was calling was that there was a contact with the bat going back in, so it looks like it would be a chipped ball, and that would be the same result. But either way, Rutgers do get an out in this inning.
As that one by Conger is popped straight up in the air, and the grab is made at second base by Sam Rower.
Good stuff by Rutgers here. 2 outs, and now they bring up the top of this Wisconsin lineup. They're now all going to have to be sort of fighting and jockeying to stay in the inning. So good stuff here by Rutgers to get those early outs.
Yeah, if you're Rutgers here, you got to scratch and claws. Emily Bojan, 3 singles on the day. You've got a speedy Danny Lucy over at first base. See what she can do here.
I would look out for the steal here, Sam. Because, I mean, a single again, and with a runner on second like Danny Lucy, that's a scored run right there.
Absolutely correct. Wouldn't be shocked at all to see her get sent. As that pitch is going to be in for strike 1. And a fist bump there by Gawicki.
Shuttler had eyes on the runner the entire time. Sort of caught the pitch on autopilot.
It's like she's got the same idea that we do, that Lucy might be going here. She's going to be in for a ball.
Side of the 3-run shot, Gawicki has done a good job at keeping the scoring a bit lower so that this Rutgers lineup can go back up.
Bojan thought about that one, laid off. The count will be 3-1.
She is getting up there on the pitch count, though. She's already up to pitch 75.
Indeed, she is, and even if you walk Bojan here, Hillary Blomberg isn't necessarily someone that you would love to bring to the plate either. With a runner on second, that one's going to be up the middle for a strike, and the count is 3-2.
Important pitch here, because again, you mentioned it. If you walk Emily Bojan here, you set up Hillary Blomberg with a runner on first and second.
Massive pitch here for Rutgers. That one is hammered by Bojan into right field, and it is fielded. It'll send Danny Lucy into third base, and the Badgers have runners on first and third base.
Here we go. Blomberg ducks on the pond. A chance for Wisconsin to extend this lead from just a 1-run lead to a more comfortable position.
Absolutely huge at-bat here for Hillary Blomberg, if she's able to do anything with it. 14 homers on the year. Home run here would mean a whole lot to this Wisconsin lead, pushing it to potentially a 4-run lead. That one's right up the middle for a strike. Blomberg steps up to the plate. That one's outside for ball 1. Count is 1-1 right now. 2 outs, a 7-6 Wisconsin lead. Bottom of the 5th inning. Blomberg swings on that one, hammers it into center field, and it is grabbed by Jayla Fuller, the outstanding center fielder. Rutgers enthusiastically gets out of the 5th inning unscathed, and Wisconsin is going to bring their 7-6 lead into the 6th inning.
Join us for free admission and a unique opportunity to be part of the Badgers pregame experience. Tickets are limited and are awarded on a first-come, first-served basis. Visit uwbadgers.com for more information.
Number 7 is the OP. 99 goes to right field.
Welcome back to Madison, Wisconsin, where we've got quite the softball game today between the Wisconsin Badgers and the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. A 7-6 Wisconsin lead. And if you look at the home run leaders for Wisconsin this year, Hillary Blomberg leading the team with 14. We almost just saw one, potentially the wind being a little bit of a factor out there in center field.
Yeah, absolutely blew that in. But again, second most career home runs in UW history, 33. And again, that's someone who, again, she's going into her senior year next year, almost a shoo-in to break the record.
Well, yeah, and pretty ridiculous to think she's still only a junior. Will be back for this Wisconsin squad next year. As we're back to the start of the order here, somewhat surprisingly, Shelby Jacobson back out for the Badgers, facing off against the top of this Rutgers order. Jacobson 104 pitches on the day.
I mean, I guess when it's the day that's honoring you with your number in the outfield, you gotta let a pitcher pitch.
Yeah, you indeed you do. There's you got to pay your respect. You see that 19 out in center field. That one's going to be a little bit high in a way. Ball 2. Rower steps in. Jacobson deals. And she's going to walk Sam Rower, as the scoreboard here was off. It was 3 balls and no strikes. It said 2 balls and no strikes. It is now. Rutgers will have a runner on first base, bringing in Riley Wong.
Yeah, I mean, they're keeping the pitcher out there. They're trusting Shelby Jacobson to get through this. I mean,
now
there's a pinch runner.
Pinch running for Rutgers is going to be Haley Stripling, number 2, the sophomore. Stripling, a 5'4" redshirt sophomore from Lafayette, California. As the first pitch is going to be taken for strike 1 by Riley Wong.
Yeah, Jacobson's going to be pitching to the top of this Rutgers lineup. I mean, then again, I think the reason why they're not putting in Fauci is because they have a whole drove of righties coming up.
So here comes the bunt from Wong, and that's going to do the intended move, as it'll move over Haley Stripling over to second base, and will retire Riley Wong, now bringing Addie Osborne to the plate, arguably the most talented player on this Rutgers lineup.
Absolutely. And again, we're coming back to it, but the reason why Fauci might not be in this game is because, you know, they're in a stretch of about 6 right-handed hitters back to back to back, and bringing in a lefty, that lefty-righty matchup might be a little too valuable to bring in a pitcher, especially a sophomore pitcher.
Correct, and that's not what you want to do if you're Wisconsin. More than likely, we will see Felci at some point in this game, but right now, Wisconsin deciding to stay with Jacobson. Throwing one in here. That one is knocked deep to left field. Back at the wall and gone! Addie Osborne with one of the moments of the season for Rutgers, and the lead runs back to the Scarlet Knights. It's 8-7 Rutgers.
It goes back and forth again. Rutgers back in the lead at the top of the sixth. A massive shot by their best hitter.
And if you want anyone at the plate, it's got to be Addie Osborne. The 5'4" sophomore from Erie, Colorado, makes an absolutely humongous play there for Rutgers. And right now the Scarlet Knights teeing off on the Badgers, bringing Bailey Burtis to the plate as we see yet another lead change in this one, in a game that has been nothing short of incredible so far.
I mean, we were talking about mercy rule at the top of the fourth. Then Rutgers scores 6 in an inning. Then Wisconsin answers back with a Jackie Showalter 3-run shot. And now where we are right now, Rutgers leads with a person who hit a grand slam up to bat.
Here comes Bailey Burtis. Who knows what we're going to get here. 1 ball, 1 strike. Make that 2 balls, 1 strike. Jacobson going on her 114th pitch of the day. So we finally get some sun in on Goodman Diamond.
Yeah, infielders cupping their hands.
It's going to be outside for ball 3.
Hitters count to someone who hit a home run in the lost at bat. Now the mound visit finally comes at 115 pitches. I think it finally might be it for Shelby Jacobson. Back in the circle is just, you really don't know what Coach Healy is going to do here.
And it looks like Healy's going to trust her senior here. Leave her out there. Jacobson gives a spin to the ball. 53 balls, 62 strikes on the day, and 115 pitches for Shelby Jacobson.
Nearly 2 hours as well in this, more than 2 hours in this game as well in that circle.
And that's going to be a ball high. And another walk for Jacobson as Burtis heads over to first base.
Walk number 6 on the day for Jacobson.
6 walks and 7 strikeouts on the day.
She's only 4 away from her 100th. However, we do get another bench runner here for Rutgers. It's like it will be McKenna Coleman.
McKenna Coleman, number 24, a 5'9" junior from Glendora, California, formerly of Bryant. The American East Rookie of the Year in 2024 and first team America East in 2024.
Oh, it looks like we got that number wrong. It looks like.
So you're 100% right. That's going to be number 88, Ava Garofalo, a 5'4" freshman from Warwick, New York. Not often you see a catcher as a pinch runner.
I was going to say that.
But potentially some speed here by Ava Garofalo.
The only time I can really think of that is back in the early days, like in any batted ball sport, is back in the early days of the New York Yankees. They would get Gary Sanchez out there to pinch run.
Gary Sanchez. Ava Garofalo, potentially a new Gary Sanchez.
Truly, it's just you never see it happen.
The check swing there from Mitchell. It's going to make the count 1-1. Garofalo, not the only Garofalo on the roster, believe it or not. Etta Garofalo, her sister, a 5'8" freshman from Warwick, New York, also on the rosters. We got a pair of sisters for Rutgers. That's going to be a foul ball down the third base line. It was close. Another close call there at third base, but it'll go foul, and Mia Mitchell will take on a 1-2 count here.
Yeah, 2 hours into this game, more than 2 hours into this game. Yeah, it has been a game of millimeters, to say the least.
Yeah, nearly every home run has been pretty close. There's been a lot of close hits here. It's, that's what softball is, but very interesting game today. That one's going to be low, and so could we be heading for yet another full count here from Jacobson? I don't have a stat to keep track of that, but it feels like we've seen at least 20 of those today.
I mean, that's what happens when you get to a pitch 120 from the circle.
Jacobson wheeling, dealing down the middle, fouled off, and there it is, pitch 120. It's going to be right back to her.
Let's do it again. Now a circle visit once again. There's just more of a confirmation sign, more of an assurance call from Blomberg to her pitcher. The movement in the bullpen is over, though.
And that's going to be strike 3, called out on Mia Mitchell. There will be no full count this time, as it'll send Stephanie Kraska up to the plate with a runner on first to try to stretch this Rutgers lead, but a much, much, much needed strikeout there by Shelby Jacobson.
Strikeout number, 3 strikeouts away from 100 on the season for Jacobson.
Yeah, an unbelievable senior season here by Jacobson. Hasn't had her best game today, but regardless, still is taking care of business. Wisconsin currently trailing 8-7. Kraska up to the plate. Thought about that one, but it'll lay off. It'll be 2-0. Stephanie Kraska, the 5'5" redshirt sophomore from Mount Holly, New Jersey. The vice president of the Future Business Leaders of America Club at Rutgers.
How about that?
Known as a hard worker and a great competitor on and off the field by her coaches and teammates. A big swing there, unable to make contact.
What does Jacobson have in the tank?
You got to feel like she's more or less running off of fumes right now. That one's going to be high and outside for ball 3.
I mean, even in softball, where you regularly see, number 1 pitchers for teams throwing in the 130s and 140s, even then, that workload gets on you.
Yeah, at some point, it's hard to throw that many pitches in a game. As wouldn't you know it, it's going to be a 3-2 count here for Shelby Jacobson. For Stephanie Kraska as well. Jacobson with that signature ball spin. Going to look in to the catcher here in Blomberg. Get the plan and the 3-2 pitch. Is knocked up in the air. Tough play for Jackie Showalter, but she's able to make the grab over the shoulder like an NFL wide receiver. Nice play there by Jackie Showalter to get the Badgers out of the inning. It is an 8-7 lead by Rutgers, though, with the Bailey Burtis, the home run there by Rutgers to make it 8-7.
Let's do this.
Try to be best, 'cause you're only a man, and a man's got to learn to take it. Never doubt that you're the one, and you can have your dream. You're the best around. Nothing's gonna
Good as gold.
keep you down. You're the best around.
With the Midas free lifetime parts guarantee, you're covered. brakes, suspension, and exhaust. Midas, the best around.
Welcome back to Madison, Wisconsin, where we have had quite the ball game today between the Wisconsin Badgers and the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. 2 home runs from the Scarlet Knights, 1 from the Badgers. Ani, what have we seen today?
Oh, we've seen a lot, haven't we? It's been so back and forth here at Goodman Diamond. But what's been important is Rutgers has been striking out. They've struck out 8 times already in this game. Onto a performance by Shelby Jacobson that really isn't like her. She's not a strikeout walk type pitcher. That's more of what Barrett has brought to this team. But she has been on the mound, over 120 pitches thrown on the day. A gutsy effort by the senior in one of her final games.
Uncharacteristically 0 for 3 today is Kendra Lewis. A 331 average on the year coming into this one. 27 RBIs, was a freshman phenom for the Badgers last year, a 5'5" sophomore out of Milan, Illinois. Came to UW because of its big city feel with a small town pride, she said.
I mean, Lewis has had a really story of a season, really. She started lights out hot. She was a stretch where she was hitting 750 as a batting average. But now her OPS has dipped under 900 for the season after, you know, some cold streaks, some hot streaks. Very typical sort of sophomore growing up, sort of that evolution going into what was after a electric freshman year. And also she's been taking on more of a pitching load with this Badger team.
True, we've seen her as a pitcher many times here in the season. And this one is going to be a dribbler to shortstop. Wong is going to make the play over at first. And Gawicki pumped up as Rutgers makes the play to make the first out of the inning, bringing up Jackie Showalter.
I mean, we're talking about over 120 on the side of Shelby Jacobson. Yeah, Cassandra Gawicki has thrown near 90 pitches as well. So she is also like getting to the point where she's running on fumes. I mean, this is someone known for her stamina on the mound. But I mean, those sort of plays, when you're able to scream to your players, that's what gives you that energy in moments like this.
And Showalter right up the middle, almost right over that second base mark, as Jackie Showalter is able to make the play, knock it in, and get onto first base as the Badgers now have another base runner, bringing up number 1, Kaylee Whitten.
Freshman hit dribbles over the numbers of the seniors in the outfield. Just a great hit over there. Keeps this inning going. They need runners on base to eat into the 1-run Rutgers lead. Perhaps get it to a situation where they only have one more inning and they can shut them down for good.
Comes the pitch into Whitten. Swings on that one and knocks it foul.
We are getting to the business end of this game as well. Bottom of the 6th. Wisconsin, if they get a lead here, Rutgers only has one more inning to go. If they don't, then Wisconsin only has one more inning to try and figure this out.
Yeah, it's really the breaking point here. And game 1 of this series, which is the last series of the season for both of these teams. Kaylee Whitten up to the plate. 1-1, drives that one deep into left field. It'll be out of play though. Brings up the 1-2. A huge at-bat here for Gawicki to try and get out of this inning unscathed for Rutgers. As Whitten knocks that one into left field, it's going to be down for a big base hit. Jackie Showalter rounding second base into third safely. And uh-oh, Wisconsin now with runners on second and third, looking to threaten again and bring this lead right back home.
What were we saying about back and forth again? Runners on second and third, 1 out. So you have 2 outs to get this done. Olivia Bark, 331 average on the year. This is a really good hitter for Wisconsin. So it will be important. We get a pinch runner as well here for Whitten.
That is going to be number 32, Sydney Spear.
Freshman outfielder. I mean, this is someone who is known for her speed.
Yeah, tied for third on the team in steals despite not getting all that many opportunities. A 5'4" freshman, as you said, from Ringgold, Wisconsin. I'm not 100% sure where Ringgold, Wisconsin is, but it's producing some speedsters apparently, as we will have a mound visit or a circle visit here from Rutgers.
And it looks like we'll be getting a pitching change. It looks like that door is opening in the right field. That's where the away team warms up their pitchers.
You've got Kristen Butler furiously motioning to bring in the pitcher from the right field, and that is what we're going to get here as Gawicki pitches a solid 4 innings here for Rutgers.
I mean, let's remember the situation that she was dealing with. She was dealing with, runners on first and second, no outs, and Wisconsin were already up 3-0. She comes in, she does an effective job shutting down this lineup. She does, yes, give up that 3-run home run to Jackie Showalter, but she stabilized the Rutgers performance in this game, and that's what led to this back and forth that we have found ourselves in.
And we've got Brooke Shiflett now coming to the plate coming to the circle for Rutgers, a 5'5" junior from Pleasant Hill, Missouri, formerly of Creighton. A 2-time first-team All-State member in high school. Started 30 games this season with 15 starts. A 6.65 ERA. A good strikeout pitcher for Rutgers. Has thrown 3 complete games and 1 shutout in her Creighton career. Hasn't quite had the season that she had at Creighton with Rutgers this year, but regardless, has been able to pitch fairly well for the Scarlet Knights this year. This is one of 4 pitchers that Rutgers uses, the other one being Kelsey Hoekstra. Obviously, we see Sierra Hoekstra, her sister, in the Rutgers lineup today, but Rutgers making the rounds today of more or less all the pitchers that you're going to see in this series. And
yeah, they're pitching like it's playoff softball here. You know, they are trying to get as many matchups as possible because they need these wins, Sam. They need these to get into the tournament.
Yeah, absolutely necessary for Rutgers to win today. Or not absolutely necessary, I should say, but if they lose today, it's more or less you got to win the next 2. And so with a 1-run lead in the bottom of the 6th, regardless, even if it is 1 out with runners on second and third, this is absolutely make or break for Rutgers. And, you know, to give up a 2-run RBI here would be absolutely heartbreaking as Olivia Bark steps up to the plate. Olivia Bark, the 5'7" junior from Bettendorf, Iowa. Takes that one for strike 1. And a roar out of the Rutgers faithful here at Goodman Diamond.
Not a traditional double play situation here. Runners on second and third, so it looks like Shiflett's going to have to get the strikeout to put themselves in the situation to get out of this. Nearly hits Bark.
Yeah, Bark nearly caught one to get the bases loaded here, as it will be 1 ball and 1 strike here for the Badgers. Danny Lucy on the on-deck circle right now for Wisconsin. Any hit to the outfield right now you would think is going to score Jackie Showalter at third base with those long strides at 5'10".
That's a bold play they tried there, Sam. To tie the game in the bottom of the 6th on a squeeze play. I mean, last season, Wisconsin walked off a game with the squeeze, so this is not out of the tradition for Coach Healy.
Timeout here taken at the plate. Shiflett trying to get settled in. Throws that one in, and it's going to be knocked into the outfield. 1 run is in for Wisconsin. 2 runs are in for Wisconsin. And the runner is safe at second as the Badgers retake the lead 9-8.
Rower unable to get the ball. They get the double, but Wisconsin, they get the lead once again. The lead changes in this game. We have seen a spectacle here today.
And we've seen, what, 5 lead changes in this one today? An absolutely ridiculous display as Olivia Bark comes up as the hero for the Badgers. A line drive into the outfield, and Wisconsin retakes the lead, and they might not be done yet, as here's Danny Lucy coming to the plate. The first pitch is strike 1.
Crazy day. Absolutely crazy day.
Yeah, when we came to the Diamond today, did we expect to see, I know I didn't expect to see anything like this. We've got 2 teams fighting for a lot, Big Ten tournament-wise. Rutgers fighting for their Big Ten tournament lives. Wisconsin fighting for very important seeding. As you said, they haven't necessarily seen a lot of the better teams in the Big Ten, and so it would behoove them to not run into one of those early, as that one's going to hit Danny Lucy and advance her to first base. Olivia Bark tried a little sneaky move there to run over to third, didn't get away with it. But Danny Lucy now in there at first base, and that'll bring Riley Crane to the plate. Remember, she had the kind of the weird, the weird kind of chip play, the chip foul ball on her last at bat. As now you've got Shuttler coming to the plate to try to calm down Shiflett for the Scarlet Knights, as they're now, you know, you blink and Wisconsin's now up 1 with runners on first and second.
A hit between Crane and Conger without a double play would set up the top of the order once again.
Pitch comes in, that's in there for strike 1, painting the outside corner. A loud reaction from the Wisconsin Badgers fans here.
For what is the correct call?
And that one is going to be right down the middle. Crane lays off, and it's all of a sudden it's 0-2.
Yeah, and this is what Shiflett does. Now she's going to work here. Riser, change up. Now you're going to be looking for something either sideways or just that straight dropper that she uses.
That one fouled off down the third base line for Crane.
She does use a 2-seam. Runs arm side, so that will also be something to look forward to.
Crane trying to stave off something bad here. Also trying not to hit into a double play. That one is going to go past the catcher Shuttler, and Olivia Bark rounding third base. Maybe thought about it there for half a second, but she's going to stay there. And once again, you've got runners on second and third. Riley Crane, a chance to blow this one open for the Badgers.
Yeah, you can hear the rumblings of the stands over here. This is important. This breaks it way open, and then it becomes a much bigger task for Rutgers to get back from.
That one, oh, it's through the shortstop, and it's going to hit a run in for Wisconsin. Riley Crane going for second base. She's going to make it, and they've got runners on second and third again with Hannah Conger coming to the plate. 10-8 Wisconsin.
Just a great play there. A heads-up play by Riley Crane. By Riley Crane. You know, she saw that the ball was going over the home plate, and that gives her enough time to swim around, considering no one was covering the second base bag. A great heads-up play that now leaves the runners on second and third. They're going for another circle visit here. I mean, another pitcher would mean that they've used basically their entire loadout here.
Yeah, and we talked about Rutgers coming into this game. not the best pitching team in the Big Ten by any means. 5.57 team ERA is 15th in the league. Runs per game, they're averaging 6.4, which is 6th. But as we will, it looks like see a pitcher change once again.
Molly Caldwell coming back into this game.
Yeah, it is going to be Marley Caldwell. I was looking for who was 27. I forgot she was already pitching in this game. Marley Caldwell right back in, the 5'7" freshman from Scottsdale, Arizona, if you were with us earlier. Gave up 3, and you could almost say that the fourth run in that second inning was hers.
Yeah, she got credited.
And so, Rutgers trying to make something happen. Wisconsin once again with runners on second and third. What are you looking at right now if you're Rutgers?
I mean, you're looking to get out of this as soon as possible. This is a bad situation. It just is. You have 2 runners on base. They're both in scoring position, and your pitching changes are not working. Plus, this means Wisconsin's already seen 3 of the 4 pitchers that you have used. So it also doesn't bode well for the next 2 games in this series, which happen tomorrow and day after.
Yeah, not the best situation in the world right now for Rutgers, and even on top of that, you are potentially staring down the barrel right now of post Hannah Conger here. You're bringing it right back to the top of the lineup for Emily Bojan, who you haven't been able to stop whatsoever, and then Hillary Blomberg, Kendra Lewis, Jackie Showalter. Not good at all right now if you're Rutgers.
Yeah, that's a 4-person lineup you do not want to face. So you are going to try and avoid that as much as you can.
As it does say currently, I think they just have the name wrong on the Jumbotron out there. It says Foster's going to be hitting first, but you would, if they're taking Emily Bojan out of this game, you would have to check what Yvette Healy had for breakfast. That pitch is going to be in for a strike.
But she's 4 for 4.
She is 4 for 4, and it still says number 3, so you would have to assume
it is just Bojan.
yes. That pitch is going to be outside for ball 2. Count is 2-1 right now. As we've got the sun nearly setting here in Madison, Wisconsin. You said it, a beautiful day for some softball. Looking from where we're standing, you can see the Capitol, you can see the lake. Shuttler is going to argue that Conger went on that one. It didn't look like there was much of an argument. So it almost looked like Matt Johnson was surprised she made the assumption over there at third base. 17 hits on the day for Wisconsin.
I mean, it's been eventful. We've seen, 26 throughout the entire game.
And a swing and a miss there from Hannah Conger. It's going to bring up a full count here. And an absolutely huge one at that, especially for Rutgers. You can't allow really anything. I would say that, but with what we've seen in this game, no lead is really safe. Full count pitch is in. Conger knocks that one to second base. Oh, what a play at second base. Sam Rower making a diving stop and a throw over to first. Regardless, it will knock in a run for the Badgers, but Rutgers getting that much closer to getting out of this inning. Badgers lead 11-8.
A great play there by Rower. It will lead to the run scoring in, but that's probably honestly the best case scenario. You just get one less runner, you just move on. Here's what's important though. There have been 3 5-hit games in Wisconsin softball history. Bojan has the opportunity to put herself in that category.
An absolutely insane possibility here for Emily Bojan. As you see, singles in the second, third, fourth, and fifth innings for Emily Bojan. It's been quite the day.
And this will be the first one in 11 years if it were to happen.
Wow. Yeah, we're looking at some history right now. Bojan's number painted in shallow left field, as you see that prominent number 3. Having herself quite the day today. Now with the 0-1 count.
And what a way to navigate that game as well. You know, number 3, number 19, and 99 have all had a big impact on this game.
Yeah, almost poetic, as Bojan is going to slide, and it's right to Sam Rower at second base with a jumping play made. A great defensive inning for Sam Rower after a little bit of an error earlier, but the Badgers are going to lead 11-8 going into the 7th inning.
Hey fans, it's another Did You Know class for our Citrus celebration. Did you know in the 2016 season, the Badgers had 9 roll wins?
Let's do this.
Try to be best, cause you're only a man, and a man's got to learn to take it. Never doubt that you're the one, and you can have your dream. You're the best around. Nothing's gonna
Good as gold.
keep you down. You're the best around.
With the Midas free lifetime parts guarantee, you're covered on brakes, suspension, and exhaust. Midas, the best around.
Welcome back to Madison, Wisconsin, where we got quite the game today. We're going to throw it down to our sideline reporter, Vince Hesbrick. Vince, what do you got for us?
Thanks a bunch, guys. For Rutgers, this game is still in doubt. No matter how this one goes, it's been a successful season for them. Last year, they had 13 freshmen on their roster, and there were even games where all 9 players in the lineup were first-year players. Now, of course, Rutgers, they had some struggles. Head coach Kristen Butler told me it made her want to pull her hair out sometimes, but she stuck with her crew, and she has to reap the rewards, particularly on offense, even more particularly with Addie Osborne. Osborne hit 198 last year, started every game at third, just 1 homer. But she bounced back this year in a major way, just clubbed her 14th to give Rutgers the lead. Of course, Wisconsin then responded with 4 runs here in the bottom of the 6th. Last call for Rutgers here. We'll see if they can make a memory with this budding team. Guys?
Thank you so much, Vince.
I mean, how about that? Over 100 games called in Wisconsin. And you just saw his first sideline appearance at Vince Hesper.
Absolute legend here in Madison is Vince. Working the student radio and the sideline for us today. Absolutely ridiculous work right now.
And you can hear him on the call tomorrow because him and Luke Saruma will be your commentators for the second game of the series.
We can only hope they have half the game that we've had today, as Rutgers trying to dig themselves out of a 3-run hole. It's 11-8 Badgers right now.
I mean, Jacobson, he's going for the complete game here. This could be the inning to seal it.
That one is knocked deep into left field. There's no doubt about that one. Charlie Shuttler absolutely hammered that ball, completely blasted it, and the Rutgers Scarlet Knights with a banging 1-run homer to bring this one within 2.
Pure case of the announcer jinx on full display over there. The moment we talk about Shelby Jacobson looking to shut this door out, a massive shot by Shuttler.
Wow, and that ball, that ball never had a chance. That's going to be back-to-back games with a home run here for Charlie Shuttler, who had never hit a home run at the collegiate level before that, as finally we are going to see the switch to Jordan Felchi. Shelby Jacobson, potentially her last pitch at Goodman Diamond, unfortunately being hammered for a home run. But the Badgers will bring in Jordan Felchi. What are we going to see here from Felchi, Ani?
I mean, lefty, native of Staten Island, New York. This is the tallest pitcher on the team. This is someone who is a very crafty lefty when it comes to just how she's able to put it in the zone. But she's a strikeout pitcher. That's the main thing to focus on. She has come into situations like this before. Save opportunity on the board for Felchi.
Felchi, no saves on the year, but as you said, a great strikeout pitcher, 5.05 Ks per 7, a 2-0 record on the year. We saw the game where she came in and pitched in a great effort against Nebraska and kind of shut down that star-studded lineup. So, you know, Rutgers, obviously a lineup that can do a lot of damage. We just saw, I'm still reeling from how hard that ball was hit. That ball might have made it if the outfield was 300 feet long.
Oh, no wind was blowing that in.
But Jordan Felci, as you said, the 6'1" sophomore from Staten Island, New York. A lot of velocity to her pitching. Again, the tallest Badger on this roster is going to be pitching here to Sierra Hoekstra. Badgers had an opportunity to close it out with the last 3 of the lineup until the homer by Shuttler, as the first pitch is going to be in for strike 1.
And a perfect display of the type of pitcher she is. Immediately cut fastball straight up, velo, pure velo from the circle.
Yeah, an absolute hammer there by Felci. This one is going to be in for strike 2, painting the outside corner, and all of a sudden Hoekstra in an 0-2 hole.
Beautiful changeup as well. Goes from one side of the plate to the other.
We're going to get a pinch hitter after Hoekstra in Bailey Briggs, the 5'4" redshirt junior from Lockport, New York. Played for the New Jersey Intensity Dynasty in club softballs. That's going to be a strikeout. Jordan Felci comes in, and her first 3 pitches are 3 absolute mustard balls down the middle, as Hoekstra is going to be sent to the bench, and Bailey Briggs is up to try to take on Jordan Felci.
Yeah, back to playing the matchup there, but what a pitch by Felci. Just 3 of her absolute best over there. Fastball, cut, changeup, and then that's where you get it. A cut riser.
Yeah, ridiculous stuff by Jordan Felci. Just 3 pitches up and 3 pitches down. It's Bailey Briggs coming in, trying to make a play and give Rutgers a base runner for Sam Rower to potentially be the tying run.
I mean, these are the hitters you have to attack if you are Jordan Felci, because then you're coming up to the dangerous part of this Rutgers lineup. You're getting up to Sam Rower, you're getting up to Wong, you're getting up to Addie Osborne.
That's the last thing you want if you're Jordan Felci. This delivery is high for Bailey Briggs. Bailey Briggs, 55 games and 54 starts last year. Hasn't been as much of a staple in at least the starting lineup, but has been used fairly heavily, as you know, you're going to see Jayla Fuller get subbed out for her. Fuller, much more of a defensive presence, is just as it was 0 balls, 3 strikes in that first at bat. Now it's 0 strikes, 3 balls. That one's gonna be right down the middle for strike 1. A New York on New York matchup here. Battle for the bacon, egg, and cheese. As Felci delivers. Oh, a big swing and a miss. Almost took her head off on that one as Bailey Briggs completely whiffed Jordan Felci with some nasty stuff down the middle, and now we've got another full count. Same story, new pitcher. Felci delivers. That one is knocked into center field. Danny Lucy moving in on it and is able to make the play, and the Badgers are down to the last out of the game. Rutgers playing with their season hopes on the line, and here comes their best batter in Sam Rower.
I mean, at bats like that show you why Felci could be a staple going into next season for Wisconsin if she remains here. Just battling back from the 3-ball count with intense stuff. Just really good movement on those pitches from the circle.
Super gutsy from Jordan Felci, as this one is going to be high for Rower. Sam Rower, 1 of 2 in this game. 2 walks, a fly out in the first, and a single. Riley Wong will be next up, should Rower reach. as that one is going to be in for strike one.
I mean, if you're Felchi, if your stuff is this good, I would say why not attack Rower?
1,000%, and it's looking like she's taking the aggressiveness to Rutgers right now. Count is 1-1, 2 outs. Slings that one in, and Rower fouls it off down the first base line. Could this be the end of one of the best games that we've seen at Goodman Diamond this year?
Oh, it's up there. I mean, obviously that Michigan game was so incredible, but in any normal season at Goodman Diamond, this would be number one. So many lead changes, plus the realization of the pure stuff that Jordan Felchi can throw in that circle.
Here we go, 1-2, game on the line. Felchi, that one's gonna be a little bit outside. Good take there by Rower. Hard not to be super aggressive right now with the game being where it's at. Rower with or Felchi with an opportunity to put it away here. Down the middle, Rower swings on it. That's knocked deep into right field, and that one's gone! Oh my goodness! Sam Rower with a single, a single shot, and Rutgers is not done yet. It's 11-10 Badgers with Riley Wong about to come up to the plate. Are you kidding me?
16 home runs on the year. Out of nowhere, Rutgers is within one. 21 runs, 28 hits.
Some absolutely ridiculous stuff from Goodman Diamond today. Rutgers has already set their single season home run record coming into this game with 66. They set that in the last game. They're now at 70 on the year. I can't believe what we've seen today from these Rutgers Scarlet Knights. What a fight as Wong comes up to the plate. That's going to be ball one.
We're nearing hour number 3. If Wisconsin gets up to bat, it's almost certainly going to hour number 3.
Yeah, absolutely ridiculous game today. Another home run there from, as here comes Wong up to the plate. The count is going to be 2-0. Felchi now trying to settle in and put this game away. Riley Wong with 8 home runs of her own on the year. And should she reach, you got Addie Osborne, who hit a home run in her last at-bat coming out to the plate. Wong will take that one for strike one. Maybe wrong not to swing at it.
I mean, this is the business end. I mean, this is the person to attack, especially in the top of the lineup, because you do not want Addie Osborne up. That is just a straight up, you do not want her up.
Comes the pitch to Wong. That's going to be outside, and the count is 3-1. Even after Osborne, Burtis has also hit a home run in this game. The top 4 for Rutgers in this one have been absolutely unbelievable. A great preview of what we're going to come to see in these upcoming games. From a Rutgers team, it doesn't look like they should have the record they do. That's going to be strike 2. Some great fight shown by both sides today. As now a full count, 2 outs, Badgers up 1. Jordan Felchi, Riley Wong, here we go. Wong hammers that one into left field, and the catch is made! The catch is made by Danny. The catch is made by Danny Lucy, I believe. Somebody caught the ball. It is Danny Lucy. And now we've got an injured Riley Crane out in left field. The Badgers are going to win this game 11-10. Right now, more importantly, we have Riley Crane down on the field. It looked like an ugly collision there between the two, as an anticlimactic ending to one of the best games you will ever see on this diamond.
I mean, what an insane game here, Sam. What an insane game. And, I mean, it's unfortunate. It looks like Crane is all right. She is upright. And, honestly, that's all you can ask for. I mean, this is someone playing her final 3 games, and she was great today. But what a game we saw today. So many lead changes, and it came down to that final pitch, that final end. Jordan Felci. And again, you got a mini heart attack there for Sam Rower as well. Oh, what a game.
And what a grab there. It's going to be underrated because of what looked like a scary collision there. But Wisconsin remains undefeated versus Rutgers in Madison. This is only their second ever meeting. Again, they will have another tomorrow and another the day after. But what a grab from Danny Lucy to seal this game, and what a game that we had today from Goodman Diamond in Madison.
Yeah, 9 strikeouts for Rutgers, almost all by courtesy of Shelby Jacobson, and then Jordan Felci at the end, just pure stuff. I mean, the major part of this is that Wisconsin were able to fully capitalize on it. So, I mean, what a game we saw over here.
Absolutely ridiculous stuff from Goodman Diamond today, as they're going to sing varsity to the seniors out in the infield here at Goodman Diamond. One of the most insane games that you will see on the softball field. Ani, if you got to give a player of the game to someone, who are you giving it to?
Oh, it's gotta be Bojan. It's gotta be Bojan at the top of that lineup. Nearly broke and nearly equal Wisconsin's record for hits in a game, in a 7-inning game. That's insane.
Yeah, I know. What a performance from her. A great performance. 6 innings from Shelby Jacobson. Great performance from Felci to come in and close the game. Some heroics. I mean, you can go up and down the lineup for both teams, honestly, as to who had the most heroics. There really isn't a great answer because this was one of the greatest games you'll ever see. For Ani Nambudiri and Viz Hesbrick, I'm Sam Bremer. Thank you for tuning in. We will see you tomorrow for Rutgers versus Wisconsin.